Not football's back. We have
Yes,
things
it
to
is.
react to, Johnny. Kevin Patulo spoke, and a doubleheader today for the Fightins. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
This is Kincade and Salciunas.
You and I are on the same page. Wins are wins. Get wins, get to the top of your division, put yourself in a good spot so that you can, maybe if a guy gets hurt. So wins are at a premium to me. Wins are wins. I don't care who you're doing it against.
And we wake up today, the day after Memorial Day, so everybody check the standings. Oh, wow. The Phillies are the best team in baseball.
Kincade and Salciunas. John Kincade, Andrew Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
And a good Thursday morning, Philadelphia. I'm Andrew Salciunas alongside my man, John Kincade. Johnny, Thursday already. Love it.
Okay, I like these 4-day work weeks. They're pretty nice.
Let's make that happen. Come on, let's make that full time. Nah, it's
Could
fun.
very well work on it.
All right, so we have football to react to.
Do we really? Oh, or football press conferences, which is fun.
Well, and a little first chance to see what some of the things are with the Eagles, like outside corner, slot corner.
And I'm more confused than ever.
Yeah. Yesterday was a good day to be following guys like Andrew DeCecco, our man Jeff McClain, because yesterday was the first day where it was open to the media. It was the second day of OTAs, but day one where it was open to the media. So there is a lot of stuff that we get to react to today. And yes, there is a press conference to react to. Kevin Patulo, the new offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Or Danny Briere.
Or Danny Briere. They do sound a lot alike. He spoke for the first time yesterday. We're going to play some of it later on in the show. But just some initial things that caught my eye. First and foremost, let's just get the supremely positive out of the way. Seeing 2 Lombardi trophies on a banner is a beautiful sight to see.
How's that feel?
That was one of the greatest
cool?
pictures that I saw. Kudos to the Eagles, whoever they paid to put it together. It was 2 Lombardi trophies in the middle. On the left side was some of the key moments against the Patriots in Super Bowl 52, like Brandon Graham on Brady, Alshon Jeffrey's ridiculous catch. And then on the right side was the victory just a couple months ago against the Chiefs. Jalen dropping back to pass. There's the Jalen Carter, hands in the face of Patrick Mahomes. I love that they're highlighting that, by the way. It shows the physicality of this football team. So that was a nice sight to see on day one of public OTAs.
I love the celebration of it because we never had that.
Yeah.
And when you have a singular of something, it seems like the one-off, which it is. It seems like a one-off. Whereas now it seems like, wow, this could be sort of actually something that we're used to.
Yeah.
Something that we get a little used to. So it's pretty crazy.
Now, something that we are not used to right now is the side of the field at corner where Darius Slay is no longer at. I mean, he's been here. He was here for, 5 seasons, 6 seasons, Darius Slay, longer than what I think a lot of people expected. For whatever reason, there was that weird relationship with Darius Slay and this fan base, but he had been a staple on the outside for the Eagles for a long time. And so yesterday at OTAs, they were kind of all over the place, Johnny.
I'm reading people that are like sort of live tweeting it.
Yes.
People that I respect. And I'm seeing what they're saying, and I'm thinking, okay, Adoree Jackson's the guy.
Yes.
Then I'm reading, no, Cooper DeJean's the guy.
Yep.
There was a lot of premature ejaculation yesterday by people on their tweeting yesterday.
5 minutes into the show.
There was a lot of people assuming by the first formations of the day.
You ripped Jeffrey Lurie just last week talking about wet dreams.
No, what
and
happened?
At 6:05, I'm getting pre-ejaculation.
No, I didn't say that. I said ejaculation.
Oh,
it's premature ejaculation. There was a lot of that yesterday by people that were overreacting to what they saw the very first. Oh, wait a minute. Adoree Jackson's the guy. He's the guy. And then it's like, nah, he's not. He just got the first chance to be out there at this, the first time. Everybody needs to chill.
Yeah, it's OTAs.
It's OTAs, but they're letting a guy get an opportunity there. And then Cooper DeJean's working outside.
Keely Ringo got reps too yesterday.
Keely Ringo did. I don't know what to make of any of it, Andrew, and I'm being honest.
So I'll say this, and I've been pretty clear about this, even though I am concerned about who the replacement is to Darius Slay, whether it is a Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson, or if they do find somebody that's available, maybe there's a training camp cut or a trade that is made. I do not want Cooper DeJean on the outside. I love him in the slot. The slot receiver, slot corner, I think is much more important today than it was just like 5-6 years
Is
ago.
it more important than the outside corner?
Man, I don't.
Or am I not phrasing that right? I mean, is it?
I don't think there's a level of importance. It's just I think there is to be the slot corner. You need to have multiple skills. Now, the best outside corners, the vets that we know about, they know that they have the sideline as a part of their defensive scheme, right?
Correct.
They have that to their advantage. You don't have that in the slot.
You don't.
And as a slot corner, you're not just going up against a speed receiver sometimes. We've seen A.J. Brown. Let's just use the Eagles for an example, right? We've seen A.J. Brown line up in the slot.
We have.
We've seen Devontae Smith line up in the slot, two different style of receivers.
We've seen Dallas Goedert, right.
And so if you're Cooper DeJean or if you're any slot corner, you need to be able to defend three different styles of receivers: physical, the guy that can go up for the ball, the guy that's quick in the middle of the field, and you don't have those sidelines to your advantage. I don't think you could just throw anyone out there. If you can find an elite slot corner, which maybe we have that in DeJean, we saw it last year, I don't want to mess with that, man.
Okay, do you have somebody, though, who can play outside?
Well, that's what the OTAs and competition's all about, baby.
Do you think it's easier to find somebody to play outside?
I do.
Okay, explain yourself. Explain why you think that.
I think there's corners that are available all the time. I mean, we've seen it with guys. I still remember Patrick Robinson. He ended up playing in the slot, but
he did.
We've seen guys get picked up late and still fit the mold with the team depending on what their jobs are.
I got you. The way I'm looking at it is this: is that Howie's going to know the market.
Yeah,
he's going to know what's out there, and I have a feeling that we're going to see what they think is going to be available is sort of going to be told to us by what goes on in these mini camps and things like that.
Yeah.
We're going to see a little bit of what they expect. Look, I personally don't want to see Cooper DeJean outside because I want to see him. I want to see him in the slot. I want to see I want to see him covering slot receivers, and I want to see him in a more versatile.
Remember that play with Jamar Chase? Like,
it was unbelievable.
Avonte Matt. By the way, we saw just for the first 4 weeks of last season how bad slot corner play can be. With all due respect to Avonte Maddox, he's just at the tail end of his career. He's done. But Avonte Maddox, those first 4 weeks, they targeted him.
No, they went after him. Every single offensive coordinator said, "Oh, where is he?
That's the guy that we're going after.
That's where we're going, and that's where we're going to attack."
And then when DeJean takes over, that's when you saw the number one ranked defense.
And so, yeah, I agree with you. I don't want that. I don't know that the number one, the opposite corner is on the board, though. I don't know that we've got
May
it.
not be.
But you know what? I'm okay with that on May the 29th. Or what's it, May 29th?
Yeah, May 29th.
I'm okay on May 29th. That doesn't concern me in the least that we don't know yet. But I got to tell you, I'm more confused than ever as to what they're going to do. And that's cool.
Yeah.
It gives me something to watch for.
Well, and that's the big thing because we were just talking yesterday about how this could be a boring OTA and training camp for the Eagles. At least we got a little something to react to yesterday.
This? I'd like them to have an idea by the time camp opens.
Yes, that would be nice.
By the time camp opens in late July, I would like them to have some sort of a plan, or that we know there's some sort of a plan.
Yeah.
Because the June 1st cuts will have come and things like that.
Yep. That happens.
But I'm okay.
Man, that happens in a couple days,
Look,
John.
opening night, September 4th.
Yeah, we got time.
I'm okay.
All right, coming up next, as we continue to react to some of the notes from day 2 of OTAs, day 1 where it was available for the media. I think there's a specific player on the Eagles that needs to hear a message, Johnny.
Ooh.
I'll be the one to deliver it, but I would like you to chime in because I don't think you're going to disagree with a word I say.
Well, if they're angry, I'll be right behind you.
It is Kincade and Salciunas on this Thursday morning, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Philadelphia Union Soccer.
They play short here. Quinn Sullivan! Score!
Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, walking on the sand, no care, surfing in the sun, so free, just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, walking on the sand, no care, surfing in the sun, so free, just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, walking on the sand, no care, surfing in the sun, so free, just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you.
6:14 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Day 2 of OTAs yesterday. Day 1 where it was available to the media. And because the media was there,
There was a lot of crazy tweeting going on yesterday.
yes, there was. But we also heard about some players that were there and some players that were not there.
Interesting.
And
Interesting.
one of the players that was not there was Bryce Huff.
How can that be?
So this is just a message to Bryce Huff. And I'm sure you will agree with me on this.
Oh.
And I don't think anything that I say here is wrong unless we find out that there is, like, again, a reason why he wasn't there, right?
Like a family emergency.
Correct. Right. And so
Which, by the way, if there was a family emergency, then that's fine.
right, and we hope that everything's okay. So I just want to get that out of the way first. But if not, if it's just I'm not going to OTAs because it's
The
not
O
mandatory.
stands for optional.
Yep. Listen, dude. This city is obsessed with this football team. Obsessed with the Philadelphia Eagles. And the fact that you are not at OTAs, people already know it, right? The way the reporting is done in this town, you
Sure.
can't escape anything. You had a horrible first season where you got paid a lot of money to the point where you weren't even dressed in the Super Bowl. And I get it. If there's a little bit of sour grapes there, I don't blame you for feeling a certain type of way. Now, did you deserve to play in the Super Bowl?
No.
No.
He did not.
Because he didn't do anything during the season to deserve to be in the Super Bowl when there was a guy that was coming off of an injury, not just because of the status of his historic nature with the Eagles, but Brandon Graham actually played well during the season before his injury, and he did make an impact in the Super Bowl. Maybe didn't show up in the stat sheet, but he did make an impact with some rushes, getting to Patrick Mahomes, making him escape the pocket a little bit.
Yeah, Brandon Graham made an impact.
He deserved to play in that game. Bryce Huff did not. And you had a chance or have a chance to maybe get back into the good graces of Eagles fans. All it takes, it's not hard. All it takes is showing effort, and all it takes is maybe that first sack in week 1, or that first hurry in week 1, or that first tackle for loss in week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys, right? Like, you have the best opportunity to make a name for yourself in this town real quick by making a good play against the Dallas Cowboys in week 1 after they put the banner up for the second Super Bowl championship in Eagles franchise history.
Okay.
And the fact that you're skipping OTAs, at least that's what it looks like so far, is a horrible look for a guy that had a horrible season last year.
And I would also tell you that though I feel that way totally about Bryce Huff, and he's somebody who has to make that impression, and I hope that somebody's going to get an explanation, but with optionals, they do get the option of showing up. He would make a bad option to not show up.
Yeah.
Be a bad option on his part. I got to tell you, I wonder where many other players were too.
Yeah, the list of players that were not there yesterday, Devontae Smith was not there. Reed Blankenship was not there. Lane Johnson was not there. The following due to injury, as you know, Nakobe Dean, Jahad Campbell, Ben Van Sumeren, and Landon Dickerson.
Right. Now, that's injury.
Yes, that's injury. But the guys that weren't there, Bryce Huff, Devontae Smith, Reed Blankenship, Lane Johnson, they were just not there. Now, could they show up today? They could.
They can because they can.
And that's why, like, I'm trying to be.
Well, no, today I think they're off. Then they go tomorrow.
Correct. They're back tomorrow.
They go tomorrow.
So Bryce Huff can show up tomorrow, and maybe there was a legitimate reason why he misses the first 2 days, or at least day 2. I don't know about day 1. There was no reporters at day 1.
Well, he was a little late, pretty much on every snap last year, so he might have been just a little late. He might be there tomorrow.
But like Devontae Smith, nobody's going to grouse that Devontae Smith's not there, or Reed Blankenship, or Lane Johnson. But the fact that Bryce Huff, who was abysmal last year.
I sort of want every veteran there.
I know you do, and that's fine.
And I don't understand. There's 13 weeks of vacation that have just ended. And it's 3 out of 4 days they're asking you to show
I remember
up.
doing this with Fletcher Cox in 2017. They won the Super Bowl.
No, I understand. No. They can. You can win the Super Bowl without somebody showing up. I just sort of want you there.
I got you.
You just ended 13 weeks of vacation. You had 13 weeks to go to the beach, 13 weeks to take care of errands, 13 weeks to do things with the family.
Hey, Cooper DeJean was there after his bender. That's good.
Seriously, you're asked to be there, and you don't have to be there all 3 days. If you're there 2 of the 3 days, whatever it is. I got to tell you, I think all the veterans should be there.
So
make an appearance.
Coming up next, I have a question about the absence of Bryce Huff. And it's a Philadelphia-specific question that everybody can chime in on. You know, obviously, us as the host of the show, we need to be able to do that. But callers, texters, our YouTube chat, it's something about athletes in Philadelphia. It's Kincade and Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Patulo speaks. I'm Brendan Gunn with your Fanatic Sports Update. The Eagles are full steam ahead towards the 2025 season as we're now just 98 days away from Week 1. OTAs opened up this week, and yesterday we heard from many members of the organization like Dallas Goedert, Quinyon Mitchell, and new offensive coordinator Kevin Patulo, who spoke about his outlook on his new title.
This is what I do. This is what I wanted to do. I've been wanting to do it, and I have an opportunity to do it. And like I said, I've got a great staff around me, great players, great organization, everything, so it'll be fun.
The Phillies got rained out yesterday, which means a doubleheader today. The first game gets underway at 1:05 this afternoon. Christopher Sanchez is on the mound for that one. The second game's going to follow tonight at 6:45. It's normal time it was supposed to start. Zach Wheeler's on the mound for that one. The Phils just need to win one of the 2 games in order to win their 4th consecutive series. And around the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder advanced to the NBA Finals last night after defeating the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tonight, the Indiana Pacers look to meet them there as they look to close out the New York Knicks. You can hear Game 5 of that series right here tonight on The Fanatic. This update was brought to you by Wendy's with Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles. You choose the pair you want at participating U.S. Wendy's. I'm Brendan Gunn on the home of the NBA playoffs, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Ricky Vitalico.
There's a schedule out there for everybody.
Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Live here on Kincade Salciunas on a Wendy's Thursday morning. We have 4 $50 gift cards to give away. We'll do one an hour. So at some point this hour, we will give away our first of 4 $50 Wendy's gift cards. Now, just checking out our YouTube chat a little bit when it came
How
to the...
are they on this rainy morning?
Always cheerful and great.
It's always sunny in the YouTube chat.
Which is why I like to check it every once in a while, especially when we have our opening discussions. And we were talking about Cooper DeJean, slot versus outside. And I love right away the I don't know football stuff.
Oh, really? You don't?
Yeah.
I thought that sometimes, but then you redeem yourself.
Now, again, who's our favorite football guy on this show?
Andrew DeCecco.
He agrees with me.
Yeah, he agrees with us on that one.
He has plenty to
So-
say about sports in Philly.
Unless the YouTube chat does not believe that Andrew DeCecco knows what he's talking about either, he agrees that Cooper DeJean is best
way-
at the slot because of everything that he can do.
By the way, you like Brian Baldinger?
Yes.
Brian Baldinger knows a lot of football, right?
Yeah, I think
Brian
Baldy's breakdowns.
Brian Baldinger likes him not playing in the outside too. By the way, you like that Ross Tucker? Ross Tucker's a really smart guy too, right?
Yeah.
Knows the NFL really good.
Yeah.
Everything. Does the Eagles preseason games?
Yes.
Yeah, he prefers him in that position.
Yeah, I didn't
too.
hear these things, but
Yeah, but they don't know football.
good to feel vindicated.
They don't know football.
Now, Terrence chimes in, and I appreciate this is like an actual response saying, hey, he wants Cooper DeJean on the outside so that he could play close to 100% of the snaps.
Okay, that's a logical thought process.
Now, my response to Terrence is, because he's talking about base versus nickel defense, in today's NFL,
you're in nickel.
Nickel is almost the base nowadays.
You're in nickel, I think, what, 80?
Probably. Because
80%?
how many times? I mean, just watch this Eagles team. Even when they ran the ball as much as they did, they had slot receivers out there.
Yeah, I think you're in. You're
so
probably in
I
nickel
looked at
80.
DeJean's snap counts per game last year. In any game that was tight, which there were some games where they were resting the starters in the fourth quarter, as we know. The Browns game, as the slot corner, he played 91% of the snaps in that game. The Jags game, 96% of the snaps in that game. Washington Part 1, 97%. The Rams game, 97%. The Panthers game, which shouldn't have been close, 86% of the snaps.
There is one thing to this, though.
He struggled against Thielen in that game.
Thielen was the guy who made him look the worst all year. Opponents trailing does dictate a lot of that.
That's true. They're throwing.
Opponents
not
playing. Opponents not playing from the lead. So
right.
There is some of that goes on. But I get your point.
The games that are tight, he was still playing 90% of the snaps.
I do get the point, though. If someone says to me, "Yeah, I want to make sure he gets out there more," it's negligible. Yeah. It really is. It's maybe 10% of the snaps.
So I have a question that I want to ask. Obviously, I want us to discuss it as a show, but I want everybody to chime in on this one because it's a Philadelphia related question. It doesn't have to just be the Eagles, right? You can use examples of the Phillies and Flyers and Sixers. And like I have examples of star players that are quote unquote star players, and I have examples of like just role players. Can you survive in this city if you don't totally get it?
Expound on that a little bit more.
So a guy like Bryce Huff, to me, not showing up to OTAs doesn't get it. He does not realize the backlash that he is going to get from fans after having a bad season. Now, again, Devontae Smith not showing up to OTAs, he's not going to feel the wrath of the Eagles fan base because Devontae Smith is beloved in this city. I think Devontae Smith does get this city.
I think he does.
He knows
Absolutely.
how to talk to fans, all that stuff. We don't really know much about Bryce Huff at all, other than that he played pretty well for the Jets, got paid a lot of money to come here, and was so bad that he could not dress for the Super Bowl.
No, he was horrendous.
So him not showing up to OTAs is a sign where he doesn't get it. Can you survive in this town? Like, I'm going to use a star player, quote unquote. Ben Simmons didn't understand this city, didn't make it. I'll go to a role player. Sean Rodriguez feeling comfortable saying that Phillies fans are entitled and then being upset when he got hit by a pitch the next game and there were Phillies fans that kind of did the Bronx cheer when he got hit by a pitch and he was upset by his reaction. What do you expect when you talk about a fan base that is ravenous, that does care about everything, and you call us entitled? And these are three examples that come to my mind. Bryce Huff, Ben Simmons, Sean Rodriguez. Totally different style of players, stardom, role player. Can you survive in this city if you don't get it?
Do you think Castellanos gets this town?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that he does. I'm not sure that
he's
he
a
does.
guy that's not afraid to say what's on his mind.
No, but I'm not sure that he does get us. Like, I think he looks at us sort of side-eyed.
Well, I think he looks at life side-eyed. He says that Scooby-Doo is a superhero.
No, but I mean, I think that he looks at it sort of side-eyed, like sort of a little odd. I think Joel Embiid looks at us a little odd. I think he understands the mentality of the fan base, but I think he looks at us.
But that's a big understand. Like, understanding the mentality of the fan base is a big deal.
I think it is important. I think that when you are, I think there's a lack of self-awareness with Josh Huff in a big way. Like, I'd be doing everything.
Bryce
Huff, excuse me.
I'd be trying to
slide. Yeah, exactly. I'd be trying to do everything in my power to change the talking
to just be here. If you show up, people don't even say anything. But the fact that you didn't show up, you make it a story.
No, because you're going to try to make it look like, hey, I am doing everything I can, dude.
Right.
I'm going to do everything I can to show that I'm trying to be a leader.
And nobody's rooting against him.
No, they want
people are like
they want
begging
this to
for
work
him to
out.
just be okay.
They want it to work out. Yes, everybody's hoping it all works out. We all root for. I don't root against my own laundry.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
exactly.
like you're not rooting for someone to fail. You want them to succeed. You want them to, even if you have a player that you don't dig, who wears your own laundry, you root for
Still
them.
root for, well, you should.
You would hope that they prove you wrong, and you end up getting egg on your face because it's great for you as a fan.
Yeah.
Makes you happy.
Now, I will say a guy that I really like, and we already talked about him today, even
Who's
though
that?
he's no longer with the Eagles. I don't know if Darius Slay totally understood this fan base. I don't know.
I don't think he did.
And that's why there was the weird relationship between fans and Darius Slay.
We had a conversation. We did a Q&A with him at FanFest.
Yeah.
And then did a stage thing with him at FanFest. And I couldn't have liked Darius. I could have enjoyed Slay, as he would constantly correct you.
Yes.
And even when I would see him on a game day, it was always the Slay.
Yeah.
Anymore. I mean, but you and I are big fans. So, like, fans of him on the field, and I became a fan of him off the field. But he was just like, okay, dude, this is weird. He said, what is this? Like, he even said, before we're going, like, what is this?
And he was also leaving Detroit. Even though Detroit's a good fan base, he was playing in bad days of Detroit.
Right, and he was just, but he was like, with FanFest, he was like, well, what is this?
Yeah.
And I said, well, it's just the listeners getting together and hanging out and everything like that.
Screaming
He
"Go
goes,
Birds" and Eagles
He
chants.
goes, this is awesome. He's like, this is awesome. He said, this is unique. This is unique. And he respected the hell out of it. Like, he liked it. But he was really like, what is this? Was his, before we went up, he's like, what is this?
Right.
Like, he was even not grasping the concept.
Yeah.
Of just
I mean, this is a different style of city. And this question can go not just Philadelphia, New York, LA, right? The other top markets where people die, live and die over their teams. So this question
That
works.
wouldn't fly in Atlanta.
What?
FanFest.
Yeah, right.
FanFest doesn't fly there. It just wouldn't.
Right. FanFest
Now,
works here.
if you had
FanFest works in New York.
Georgia Bulldogs Day.
Right. That would be a little bit different.
Atlanta Braves Day. It does. It doesn't fly to go, oh, we're just having beer vendors and food vendors and radio station listeners getting together and having a good time.
Yeah.
That doesn't fly.
And so, I'm looking again at our YouTube chat. Our man MBD checks in. And he goes, look, if Bryce Huff has 12 sacks, who cares if he went to OTAs or not? And he's right.
That'd be great. No, that would be great.
But right now, the here and now.
How are you going to get there?
May 29th, the last we know of Bryce Huff was that he did not dress for the Super Bowl because he just was not good.
So what are you going to do? How are you going to get to the 12 sacks? It'd be great to get to 12 sacks.
It'd be great. That changes so much.
If we're going to live in pixie dust land and be like, yeah, Bryce Huff, 12 sacks. Yeah, that's great. How you getting there?
He couldn't be on the field last year.
Are you weren't good enough to even sniff being in uniform. So how you get there? You get there by working your ass off. You get there by showing Vic Fangio, I'm going to do everything I can to be the best player that I can. Oh, and by the way, maybe it's good to show the young guys that are there that I'm a veteran who is here to keep my job.
Oh, no, by the way, you mentioned Vic Fangio. You think Vic loves not seeing him show up?
Yeah, I don't think he does. No, I can speak to that. I know that he doesn't.
Wait, you mean to tell me? Like, think about it. Vic Fangio is the old, curmudgeon who we love, right? We love Vic Fangio, and he's very honest, right? You don't think Vic Fangio's going, this mother...
Are you serious? Like,
this guy
thinks he doesn't have to show up that he can take any optional day?
Right. And
I mean,
look, that's not me saying. Like, imagine old school. We all know Vic Fangio at this point, who was very honest about Bryce Huff not being good last year during training camp.
No, he was very honest with everybody.
And he appreciates practice. He hates today's new era of practice where it's softer.
And he has the clout within the organization to be able to let it be known that I'm not going to play the highest paid player on defense.
Yeah.
I'm not playing him, Howie. You paid him. I'm not playing him.
So I want you guys to chime in on this at 610-632-0975. Do you think a player can make it in this city if they don't get it? Now, if there are examples that you have of guys that just never really rocked with the city, but they were successful and
sure,
you were a fan of them, that's totally fine. Like, give them to us. But I want to know, do you think you can make it? All right, please give that to us. Coming up next, we'll check our text line for the first time as well. It is Kincade Salciunas on this Thursday morning, 97.5 The Fanatic. We want to hear from you. So text us at 610-
Sunny day. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free.
41 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Coming up at 7 o'clock, right to start the 7 o'clock hour, we had our man B. Guns sort of get a condensed version of Kevin Patulo's first press conference as offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. So we will hear from Patulo to start the 7 o'clock hour. Again, don't forget, at some point this hour will be our first of our 4 $50 Wendy's gift cards on this Wendy's Thursday. Now, Johnny, before we get to our text line, you have an example of a player that you think maybe didn't necessarily get the city.
I know he didn't.
But was successful here. What do we got?
Mike Schmidt.
Okay.
And Sundays with Schmitty are a thing. And I'll tell Schmitty himself, he didn't get it. He didn't get this city when he played here. He constantly groused about this city and how tough it was and how critiquing it was, and he didn't get the mentality of us. He never did. And I was a boy. I was a young boy watching him play. And he was freaking amazing.
Right.
Amazing.
Now, you're also talking about a Hall of Famer that hit over 500
Yes,
home runs.
he was.
And got at least, look, I was not alive. My dad has told me the stories that he did get a lot of crap from Phillies fans.
He got a ton of it.
Yeah, but
You
was it too much?
I think for a Hall of Fame player, absolutely it was. But he didn't get it, though, either. He didn't get the nonchalant attitude to everything.
Okay.
Didn't fly. When you're nonchalant about stuff and things don't go well, eat it.
Yeah.
Instead of, well, we'll get him tomorrow. Like the mentality.
Right.
The too cool for school.
Yeah, I got you.
Doesn't fly with a lot of people. And remember, this was a generation of 40, 50 years ago fans.
Where it was a lot angrier at times, too.
It was a working class town. This was a much more of a working class blue collar town.
Meanwhile, the guy that
then.
played next to him on the field, Larry Boa, totally understood the city and still does.
And Larry Boa is I just saw Larry the other night again. Larry Boa embodied the town.
He loves this city.
And I think Mike loves the city.
Yeah.
But I think that Mike never understood the mentality where Larry Boa sort of embodied the mentality and got it.
Right.
He understood the longshoreman, the delivery guy, the whatever. Mike was a little above it. Got to tell you, a little above the thing.
Okay.
And it's not just because of meeting him when I was a young boy in the liquor store in Newtown Square with my mom. It was a little aloof.
Yeah.
And I still remember that meeting. Still remember that.
That's awesome.
To this day, I still remember that. And it still is a bad taste in my mouth. Is that is it little above it all? I'm I'm a celebrity young man.
World Series champion Mike Schmidt to you.
Not at the time it wasn't.
Oh, that's okay.
Not at the time it wasn't. I was probably 6th grader, 5th grader. So they ain't done jack.
That's right. So he wasn't deserving of that.
Michael Jack hadn't done jack.
Exactly.
At that point.
All right. What do we got on the text line, Gunner? It's 610-632-0975. Do you believe a player that doesn't get it in this city, can they make it? This stems off of Bryce Huff not showing up to OTAs. Gunner told us there was a story from Jeff McClain that he read to us during the break that it could be mutual.
Could be.
That Bryce Huff is not there and that he could potentially be on the move. Look, I'm just saying.
It could be.
It feels like it's a lot more sour grapes than anything.
Does anyone have a picture of Bryce Huff at the parade?
Yeah, you've brought that up before.
If anybody, I would like to see if anybody has a picture of Bryce Huff at the Super Bowl parade. I have not seen one. I would like to see one.
Could be a little sour grapes.
Could be. I mean, I'd just like to see one.
And maybe the Eagles say, hey, stay home. We don't want you as a distraction. But you know what? That still starts with Bryce Huff as being the problem.
I don't understand when you sign the contract and you're not delivering at all. You're not delivering. You're not doing the hard work. You're not putting in the time. You're not doing that you are the one that's the offended party? Doesn't make sense to me.
What do we got on the text line there, Gunner?
We've got a few people checking in with some names. They said Charles Barkley and Bobby Clark are guys that didn't quite understand the city. And then we got John V checking in saying, this is a hard question today. If a player is great and succeeds, they don't understand Philly, they're going to still get all the love because they're successful. The players that fail in the city are the ones that fail to perform, and then they can't handle the criticism at the end of the day.
Yeah, but you know what? Like before Jason Kelce ever became the Jason Kelce we know today. Like the superstar that has the New Heights podcast, is on ESPN.
Okay.
Is being brought in by Jeffrey Lurie to explain the tush push and all that kind of stuff. I still remember when he was asked about Ben Simmons, when Ben Simmons was still with a member of the Philadelphia 76ers, and he gave a great answer where he said, look, it's hard to play in this town, but it's easy to understand it. They just want your best effort. They want you to try. They're gonna yell at you if you make a bad play, but they will cheer you unconditionally if you make a good play. And that was before he even became like the Jason Kelce that we know about today.
I think that's incredibly fair.
And so if he can get it, right, anybody can.
And if you pander, it's even better. Him and Bryce Harper will tell you that. If you
Listen.
pander, you might be able to get yourself a little even extra.
You know what? It is true though. Maybe not for like you and I, but it is true. Like when Bryce Harper got the tattoo of the Fanatic, people put him on the Mount Rushmore of Phillies players right away.
I'm telling you, it's
Even though the dude, we know how good he is. Like
that's part of it. Now, I don't know if it covered. Where his Dallas Cowboys tattoo is, but it's all right. It's if you pander a little bit, that also helps. That also helps because this city doesn't care if you pander to it. This city laps it up asks for the big soup spoon.
If you say
not a teaspoon.
If you say on mic at any point in your career, man, Philadelphia's the best fan base ever.
Correct.
You're good. You're
done.
golden.
You're done. Whether you believe it or not.
But there are some people that just don't even realize that. Like it is easy.
It's very easy.
Obviously, you can't suck, but it is easy.
And this is a great fan base.
Are there people that we're not fair to as well? Like when I think back to my childhood, Ryan Howard completely dominated, and he got ripped to no end.
There's a lot of players. I keep on bringing up Castellanos. We've brought up Darius Slay. There are people that celebrated when he did not re-sign. He just won the Super Bowl. So there are a lot of players that we are unfair to.
You mentioned Ryan Howard.
Yeah.
I'll always shake my head. I'd at that.
He strikes out too much.
When I'd run into him down in Atlanta, it would be like I'd be like, I think there were many in this town that didn't get what we had.
That was his final stop, right?
Yep.
At least in minors.
Yes,
he didn't play. He never played for the Braves.
Didn't get what we had.
Yeah.
And he was unbelievable.
Yeah. Really
It was
good.
unbelievable.
And it's not that he didn't get us.
No, he got it.
It's the weird fan base. It was the weird area of the fan base that didn't get him for whatever reason.
I think it was that there were too many people to love, so that people felt like I love Utley, so I can't love Howard as much, or I love Jimmy and I can't love Utley as much. It was just crazy.
Love them all, man.
Love them.
Coming up next, we'll reset the topic. We'll check a couple text messages, and again at 7:00. If you missed any of it yesterday, we have a condensed version of the Kevin Patulo press conference, his first as the offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll play that for you right at the start of the 7:00 hour. It is Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
The Eagles speak at OTAs. I'm Brendan Gunn with your Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Wendy's. With Wendy's 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you choose the pair you want at participating U.S. Wendy's. The Eagles are full steam ahead towards the 2025 season as we're now just 98 days away from Week 1. OTAs opened up this week, and yesterday we heard from many members of the organization, like Dallas Goedert, Quinyon Mitchell, and new offensive coordinator Kevin Patulo, who spoke about his outlook for his new title.
This is what I do. This is what I wanted to do. I've been wanting to do it, and I have an opportunity to do it. And like I said, I've got a great staff around me, great players, great organization, everything. So it'll be fun.
The Phillies got rained out yesterday, which means a doubleheader today. The first game gets underway this afternoon at 1:05. Christopher Sanchez is on the mound for that one. And the second game follows tonight at 6:45. Zach Wheeler's on the mound for that one. The Phils will just need to win one of the two games in order to win their fourth consecutive series. Around the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder advanced to the NBA Finals last night, defeating the Minnesota Timberwolves. And tonight, the Indiana Pacers look to do the same thing. They look to close out the New York Knicks. You can hear Game 5 of that series right here on The Fanatic tonight. This update was also brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. The Mercedes-Benz Dream Day sale is back with offers on vehicles like the 2025 E-Class, CLE Coupe, C-Class, and EQE Sedan. Hurry in now through July 31st. Learn more at mbusa.com/dream. I'm Brendan Gunn on the home of the NBA playoffs, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to.
Our four $50 Wendy's gift cards. Wendy's breakfast, 2 for $3 biggie bundles lets you choose your perfect duo from your fave four, including a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee at participating U.S. Wendy's. Number 3 at 610-632-0975, Johnny.
Let's get him some winners.
Let's get and plus $3. And
Are you
get,
kidding
you
me?
get $50 for and you could do 2 for $3 biggie bundles.
Are you kidding me? You are
great.
eating for you're eating like Ricky Bo does. Do you know Ricky Bo and Wendy's? Do you know that?
No.
He has an unhealthy addiction.
Does he?
Yeah. And Ricky Bo looking great, by the way. Look at svelte. He's been working out. He's been eating right. But he's been making real healthy choices at Wendy's.
Okay.
But he will hit Wendy's drive-thru up 4 or 5 times a week. Between breakfast, lunch, and dinner, he'll hit it up like 4 or 5 times a
You
week.
got to get that protein, man.
He loves it.
Damn
He
right.
loves it. He's a
What's
big-
not to love?
He has an unhealthy addiction.
I
mean,
love me some Wendy's.
Wendy is. They've actually asked to rename the place Wendy and Ricky's, but that has not been officially done yet.
I got the Wendy's right off the highway exit near my house.
Well, I think Ricky has one too because Ricky works odd hours too,
Yes, he does.
so that works into it too.
And I know that Wendy's that he probably goes to frequently.
There you go.
It's one of the drive-through only at a certain hour. And it's very disappointing when you're walking around after imbibing over the night.
I don't think Ricky does that, though. He's he's living clean right now.
I tried walking up to the drive-through window once, and they said, no, you have to be in a vehicle.
Christina and Liv said the other night, they go, Ricky's looking clean.
That's good.
The other night, they were like, Ricky's looking clean in studio.
Look, they need bullpen help. Maybe they're calling him
now,
up.
Notice my
so clean he has to go to the Wendy's or the bar and ask him to throw him on the TV.
Now, notice my wife and daughter don't say, Ricky's looking clean. Look at that. And then saying, did he have a facelift? No. They just say he's looking clean. He's doing the right things. Amazing.
What was her name, Dahlia?
Delia.
Delia. Poor Delia. Catching strays.
No,
here.
Delia's all right. She sent a nice little email back,
That's
by
good.
the way. So it's sweet. And, and by the way, she does watch post-show headlines.
I love that. Thank you,
so
Delia.
we appreciate that.
You're the best. Post-show headlines every day on YouTube after the show. Check it out.
Follow in. We appreciate you.
All right, so before we get to this Kevin Patulo press conference, let's get a text message here, Gunner, at 610-632-0975. Can a player make it here if they don't get it? What do we got?
Well, we got Eddie and Delco checking in saying he doesn't care if Bryce Huff makes it here. He says, John said all the players had 13 weeks of vacation. Well, Bryce Huff had 14 weeks of vacation since that disappointment did not play in the Super Bowl. He can kick rocks. I never want to see him in an Eagles uniform again anyway.
Actually, with the 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, too, he technically 16-week vacation because his last game was the NFC Championship game. Look, he might not end up playing for the Eagles. If Jeff McClain's reporting is accurate, which I believe Jeff McClain, that they might still be looking for a way to move on from Bryce Huff one way or another, then okay, the Eagles just told him to stay home.
I'm not.
If I'm Bryce Huff, I'm chomping at the bit, man.
I'm not questioning Jeff's reporting.
No,
Jeff has got much better context as far as understanding what's going on.
That's why we have him on every week.
The only thing I will say is this: is that I've been hearing though about their desire to move on from Bryce Huff since as soon as the season was over.
Right.
No one's biting. So the release thing, it really doesn't benefit them to release him.
Unless they think he's a problem. Like if they told him to stay home, like if there was a mutual agreement to stay home, maybe they're saying we don't want him to be a distraction here.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But I will say this.
How about this? Last year, I was at every home game and around. I'm not deeply embedded by any stretch of the imagination like a DeCecco. I never heard one word about him being in any way distraction to the team.
I was just about to say that. DeCecco has told us numerous times.
Like supposedly,
he was the utmost professional. Same with James Bradbury, right?
Yes.
Like Bradbury was there every single week.
And Bradbury got to play a lot. But he still got to play a lot in previous years. So he felt like there was still something.
He was like a part of the team.
And I think Bradbury wants to stay in good graces because they think he wants to be an NFL coach.
Yep, I could see that.
So,
all right, you're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN, HD1 Burlington, Philadelphia. Beasley Media Group station broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. Yesterday, Kevin Patulo spoke for the first time as the offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. We got a little condensed version of it. Take a listen.
How different will the offense be this year?
Well, as far as different, we go through the process at the end of each year of examining what we do well, what we need to improve upon, and then really any trends or anything we see that we can add to it. So I think really when you say different, I think it's going to be like, what do our players do best, like it's been? And then from there, we just expand upon it. Hey, we're really good at this. Let's bring this to the table and try this and see where we can take it. And I think really when you look at just our staff as a whole, we've added some new coaches, so they bring some other layers to it too, and then the knowledge of what they have from their background. So I think as we go forward, as we build this thing together as a staff, you'll see some new wrinkles here and there, but more so it's just kind of building on what our players do best.
What were your thoughts on the tush push surviving another season anyway?
It's great for us. We get to continue to use it and have our compliments off it and do different things. So it's fun. It's something we're passionate about. We're very detailed about. We put a lot of work in as a staff, and it's exciting to be able to continue to use it.
What are some things you think you can bring to the offense in your current role that you maybe weren't able to last year or the past years in other roles?
I think really it comes down to just my experience. I've been here with Nick since day one, knowing the guys and understanding them, their skill sets, what they can do, and kind of being in a different role to where I saw a big picture at all times. And now I can concentrate on certain things. And I've been in each room, every year kind of with the receivers and the quarterbacks and kind of spread my knowledge around. So now it's just a matter of getting to know the players at a different level, but they still trust me in that capacity, which the background that I kind of had with them.
You mentioned some of the new staff members. What has Leffler brought?
Scott's been great. I mean, he's got a wealth of knowledge, right? He's been a quarterback coach forever, coordinator forever, and a head coach. He ran a diverse system in college, which has been really cool. So when you have a guy in your staff that's got all this wealth of knowledge, it's great to lean on him and just kind of hear what he has to say. And it's good, right? You don't always want the same things from your coaches, just like I am. I want somebody different to bounce ideas off of and give me some kind of new information. He's been really, really good so far. Super detailed guy, very energetic and works hard. He's passionate about football, so he's been great.
Yeah, what was the interview process like for you?
I mean, really, when it comes down to, the interview, it's you're interviewing every day, right? So for the last 4 years, I'm essentially interviewing with Nick, the staff, the players. And then, once we start the interview, it's all about football, how you're going to use personnel, what you're going to do, and, how you're going to put the team in the best spot.
Because you've been with Nick, obviously, so long, you two are kind of linked in many people's eyes, but how do you think you differ from him in terms of philosophy or offensive understanding?
It's interesting. We go back to the Colts when him and I are together. I think there's a lot of fundamental things that we see the same way, but I do think our brains work differently. So it's a good back and forth conversational piece that we have constantly. And there's a lot of things, like I said, that he believes in that I believe in as well. And we're going to do those things. But I do think we challenge each other to grow. And he's awesome about just finding new ideas and testing the waters and saying, what if we did this? What if we tried that? And he challenges you as a coach to really continue to grow your game. So we can be, linked together, but I do think as far as like the testing each other, and he loves to always say, right, iron sharpens iron, and all these other things about just when you're working together with people trying to create greatness, right? You can't be great without the greatness of others. He's a big part of that, right? He pushes us as coaches to get better, and that's kind of what's unique about it.
What's your philosophy or approach as a play caller?
My approach, right, is put the players in the best position they can to be successful, and then that's what it comes down to. You want to make sure they're confident in everything that they can do, and you want to be confident as a coach that you put them in that position so that they can go out there and do their best.
You mentioned knowing the guys before. What kind of luxury is it as an OC to come in with 10 of 11 starters and not even the talent, that continuity?
I think it's huge, right? Because everybody knows each other. And, when it comes down to it, when they're out there playing, they're problem solving. Ultimately, you don't always know what you're going to get as an offense. So those guys can walk out there in the field and be confident in what they're supposed to do. But no matter what happens, they feel like they can problem solve and do the best together. And that's really what it comes down to, right? We've had a lot of coaches say the same, and then we've had, a lot of players say the same. That's huge as far as guys knowing what we want to do, when we want to do it, and then if something does pop up, we can all adjust together, which is what we have to do as a staff and players.
Jalen specifically, you obviously have worked with him for a while. Now that the relationship has to change, how do you feel like you guys and that relationship will help you in this current role?
Yeah, I mean, I've been here with him since day one, and it's been great. He works extremely hard. We all know that, and he's super detailed in what he does. And the biggest thing with him is he always wants to get better, and that's what's awesome. And so he's willing to listen to anybody about anything. So if he feels like it's going to get him better, he's willing to take it and try it. And then the best part of it is the dialogue after, right? So we had one practice yesterday. He's willing to try anything, and then we can have dialogue after and kind of go from there. So he's a very great player for a reason. His work ethic speaks for itself.
What are your guiding principles as an offensive mind?
As far as
what's your guiding principles as a coach, the things that you prioritize, the things that are important to you that helps set the course for your coaching?
I mean, really, when it comes down to it, kind of said it before, it's put the players in the best position to be successful. And that's what it's going to come down to, right? We're going to be detailed, just like Nick says, we're going to be detailed in our fundamentals and everything we do. We'll be detailed in the scheme and then put the players in the best position to be successful.
Being around Kellen Moore last year kind of like broaden your horizons as far as being ready to be an offensive coordinator?
Anytime you can get around somebody that's different, kind of outside your circle or new, right, it can expand your knowledge, right? It just kind of tests you, and it brings something different to the table and a new piece of information that you may not have had. And him and I worked very closely last year together on, putting the offense together, and it was fun. I learned a lot from him, and I think the same from back and forth, right? We had a lot of conversations back and forth, what he had done in the past, whether it was Dallas or the Chargers, and what we had done here, and trying to bridge that as a staff was unique. That doesn't happen happen a ton, and it was really, really successful, obviously, but benefiting from his knowledge and being able to ask questions to him and the back and forth conversations. And during games, it was the same kind of thing, the back and forth. We had a very unique relationship. We didn't know each other prior to, and, it went quickly to where we trusted each other, and I could lean on him and he could lean on me. So, working with him last year was a huge benefit.
You do have a lot of starters coming back. You did have a lot of success last year. What goes into anticipating the adjustments defenses will make this year?
Yeah, I think just like every year, right? You go in saying, okay, this is the core fundamental, what teams want to do, and then you just have your kind of checklist of things that you got to go down. They could do this, they could do this, they could do that. And then you have to have your core plays that that you trust. Like we talked about, all the 11 guys are back essentially. So, they know how to problem solve out on the field. And as coaches, we have to be ready to adjust.
All right, that was a bit of a condensed version of Kevin Patulo's not introductory press conference, but first press conference as the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles.
And?
Well, we'll talk about it next. Will we overreact to a press conference? Find out next here on Kincade and Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic.
Eagles new.
Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun. tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, walking on the sand, no care.
Okay, by the way, the deal of the week still continues with the Maurice Piers same-day ride and water park combo ticket. Maurice Piers just $70. That's a $50 savings per ticket for unlimited rides on 3 piers and both water parks for a whole day. Make this summer unforgettable at Maurice Piers. Get this exclusive offer while supplies last at 975thefanatic.com/deals. I know a lot of people maybe avoided the Jersey Shore last weekend because of A, the weather, or B, they didn't want to be surrounded by everybody else that made the trip during Memorial Day weekend.
Sure.
So I love that this deal is still going on, and you can use it anytime this summer.
Yeah, take it and use it strategically.
Yeah, $50 per ticket you're saving.
The girls found, my daughters used it during the week.
Okay.
Found great value during the week.
I imagine. Yeah.
Great value during the week. As far as getting on and off the roller coasters and stuff.
And then the water parks, those slides, the lines can get pretty big for them too.
The girls were very surprised that if you just make nice with the guys working the roller coaster ride, they would just let them not have to get off and do the walk again.
That sounds
They'd
nice.
let them just sit on. So it's good.
Just give a nice smile. That's all it takes.
Yes.
All right, so we just played a condensed version of the Kevin Patulo press conference in the last segment. A couple of my takeaways, and then I want yours, Johnny.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's Nick Sirianni's clone. He says a whole lot of nothing. Now, this is not me giving you any sort of opinion on who he is as an offensive coordinator.
No.
Right? Let me just make that clear. And again, I didn't you as well, in case anybody's about to freak out. John and I never overreacted to what Nick Sirianni's introductory press conference was.
No, it was just like Andy Reid's.
Right. We didn't this guy's not going to make it.
No.
All I'm reacting to is what I heard in that 7 to 8 minute press conference that we played, and it was basically a whole lot of nothing.
He just, again, it would take Kevin Patulo 100 words to tell the secretary happy birthday.
Right. He's just like
That's
Nick.
what I heard.
That's why he's a clone.
He gets answered like, what's your philosophy as a play caller? My philosophy is to put the players in the best position to succeed.
Yeah, well, that's what Nick would say.
That's a stupid answer.
Dude, it's funny because we got 3 text messages all saying, did I just listen to Nick Sirianni or Kevin Patulo?
Oh, really?
Yes.
All right, so other people caught that.
Yes.
They sound alike. They talk alike.
Which, by the way, that scares me.
And
that scares me.
And I wrote that down. So one of the questions was, how are you different from Nick Sirianni? And he straight up said, well, our philosophies are a lot alike, but our brains are different, which, yeah. But if he sees things very similarly to Nick when it comes to the offense, again, we're not rewriting history here. Nick Sirianni has shown you he's not necessarily the brightest offensive mind. Does not mean he's not a good coach.
He's told you, I'm not good. I'll quote Nick Sirianni.
Yes.
I'm not good at play calling. I'm not good at it. Mm-hmm. That's why he stopped doing it. So if he's a lot like Nick Sirianni, that's not good.
Yeah.
That press conference was a whole lot of nothing.
Well, the one thing I did like, because I don't want it to just be blah, blah, blah. When he was asked about the luxury of bringing back 10 of your 11 starters, and oh, by the way, the one starter that left is Mekhi Becton. Tyler Steen did play last year, so it's not like
exactly.
It's not like you have a brand new right guard. He did say, look, problem solving's a little bit easier when everybody kind of knows each other.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
He can rely on what the players, and oh, by the way, he's been here.
Love hearing that.
And one of the things that I like, he's been here when it's been good. A Super Bowl appearance 4 years ago, a Super Bowl victory just 3 months ago. He was also here when it sucked.
Yes.
Like he was here during the Brian Johnson era, so he knows what didn't work that year. So at least he has that information. Now, I say this over and over again. It's great that you have information. How are you on 2nd and 7 in the second quarter when your team hasn't gotten a first down? Do you have a play design? That's different. That's a different beast, and we won't find that out until September.
And we won't. And in
October, November.
One of the things to be able to talk about is, what's your philosophy as a play caller? I want to test the defense. I want to keep the defense off on their heels. I believe I love being a little bit of aggressive at times when the opposing defense isn't expecting it.
Right.
There's ways you can speak very generically and give an answer. He gave a whole lot of gobbledygook, and it took him 2 minutes to spit it out.
Yeah, but you know what? I also just an example of somebody that spoke maybe too much. Ben Johnson, did you hear his press conference last week after the
You mean when he growled?
No,
you didn't hear that?
No, I missed that. I'm
when
glad
he did the bear growl.
I'm really glad I missed that.
Yeah.
Dude, he came off like a pompous D-bag.
Well,
Ben
with
Johnson.
the tush push.
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
The tush push, when it was not banned,
Yes.
he was asked about, like, hey, are you going to utilize the tush push now that it wasn't banned? And he laughed. He scoffed and was like, I believe in explosive plays.
Right.
And he laughed. And so, like, that is giving you a philosophy, and that's giving you more than what Kevin Patulo gave.
No, I got you.
But I go, yeah, screw you, dude. Like, I'm only about explosive play. It sounds like Mike McDaniel. And how'd that work out for him?
Exactly. And look, I'm going to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
I'm the smartest guy in the room.
So, like, I also don't want to hear that.
Johnson is Johnson thinks a lot of Johnson. He thinks a lot of him. He really does. Just ask him. But Patulo, look, and I love what you said, how you started this. We have no idea what he's going to be like.
Yes.
And the thing is that people will say, Bill Belichick never said anything in a press conference. That's incorrect. Bill Belichick became Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, the more success that he had, became more and more guarded, more and more of an ignorant,
right.
like, I'm going to treat you, give you nothing. Bill Belichick used to talk. And then it became, I'm going to be guarded, and then I'm going to give you pretty much the verbal middle finger.
Right.
That's what happened.
So I'm not going to overreact to
But
this.
I'm not overreacting.
But I didn't learn anything.
I didn't learn a thing. And I'm sort of disappointed with that.
Well, it's because we want fodder, man.
I wanted to learn. No, I wanted to learn.
No, I know. I don't know. Is he a pass first guy, run first guy?
Well, he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be.
Well, passing game coordinator.
Right. I mean, supposed to be.
We won't really find out till September, but we didn't learn anything during that. Other than he's literally Nick Sirianni 2.0. Like, they're the same person, dude.
Could be.
All right, coming up next, we'll get back to our discussion about whether or not you can make it here if you don't get it. We'll check our text line on that. Calls as well at 610-632-0975. But I also, maybe rip is too harsh of a term.
Who are you going to rip?
But I want to rip a team who I think missed something yesterday. And this is a fan conversation.
Okay.
It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Patulo speaks. I'm Brendan Gunn with your Fanatic Sports Update. The Eagles are full steam ahead towards the 2025 season as they're now just 98 days away from Week 1. OTAs opened up this week, and yesterday we heard from many members of the organization like Dallas Goedert, Quinyon Mitchell, and new offensive coordinator Kevin Patulo, who spoke about his outlook for his new title.
This is what I do. This is what I wanted to do. I've been wanting to do it, and I have an opportunity to do it. And like I said, I've got a great staff around me, great players, great organization, everything, so it'll be fun.
The Phillies got rained out yesterday, which means a doubleheader today. The first game gets underway at 1:05, where Christopher Sanchez is going to be on the mound. The second game follows tonight at 6:45. Zach Wheeler's on the mound for that one. The Phils just need to win one of these two games in order to win their fourth consecutive series. Around the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder advanced to the NBA Finals last night after defeating the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tonight, the Indiana Pacers look to meet them there as they look to close out the New York Knicks. You can hear Game 5 of that series right here on the Fanatic Live tonight. This update was brought to you by Wendy's. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you choose the pair you want at participating U.S. Wendy's. I'm Brendan Gunn on the home of the NBA playoffs, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Vacation? Business trip?
Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, walking on the sand, no care, surfing in the sun, so free, just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach.
You know, Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. I'm going to talk about our beloved Phillies here in a few minutes, Johnny. But we started the show off reacting to some of the things from OTAs yesterday from what the reporters told us. And, of course, the reporters told us that Bryce Huff was absent. And I have a question for the audience that we have been talking about at 610-632-0975 about whether or not, if you don't get this city, can you make it in this city? Now, you gave a great example of a player that did not
One
get
of the greatest of all time.
like at his position, and not just in Philly.
A
Like
Hall
Schmidt.
of Famer. I think he's the greatest Philly. I think he's the greatest Philly that we've seen. And he's not, you didn't even see him.
Right.
He's the greatest Philly, and I don't believe he got us at all.
So there are examples of guys that didn't get it that thrived. I mean, Hall of Fame career, that means that means you thrived. But there are also guys that clearly didn't get it, and it did get to them. I mean, I still remember, and I appreciated the honesty. Remember Steven Nelson?
Explain.
He was with the cornerback. Yeah, cornerback. He was with the Ravens, and then he came here for on a 1-year deal.
What did he say?
I think it was with Slay, maybe. He straight up said, like, yeah, I couldn't play there. Like, I was not built to play in Philadelphia. And if you look back, he didn't have a bad season. He just couldn't handle how extra it is here.
The scrutiny.
And I appreciate the honesty.
So do I. Yeah, I like that.
And that's why he didn't come back. And maybe he told his agent, like,
I'd rather play somewhere else.
I'd rather play somewhere else. Now,
there's a lot of athletes that admire the fact that they can go out in public too. Like here, we're joking about Cooper DeJean, and everywhere he goes, he's a rock star.
Right.
There's a lot of cities that you can go out in and you can be anonymous.
Right. Nobody will recognize you.
And some athletes love it.
Right. Whereas here, it's like, good luck.
And some athletes want to be seen. If they could go out in their uniform, they would go out in their uniform.
Right.
Like Johnny.
Who? Johnny
certain
Wilson?
wide receiver.
With the
on his
dating profile.
Yes. I mean, there are some athletes who would go out they would walk right from their locker after the game. They would go out in uniform. Brandon Marsh would go out in uniform. That would be their preference. And there are some that would just prefer to have what's Wonder Woman's invisible jet, or whatever it is.
Kind of hard to miss Brandon Marsh, by the way.
Still, Brandon Marsh with
the beard.
Brandon Marsh
and the
loves
hair.
just the whole thing. Brandon Marsh loves being seen.
Okay.
Loves being known. That's why you're doing it. Look at me, know me, notice me. That's why you're doing it. Some athletes hate it.
Yeah.
And there are many athletes, by the way, in the Phillies clubhouse who are like that, who would rather be anonymous.
Oh, yeah.
They would rather just live an anonymous life.
Like the catcher.
Yes. I believe the catcher. I believe the shortstop.
Well, you think back before that team made the run in 2022, we were asking, like, who are these guys? We never see them out and about. Now, after a couple of years of loving them,
now they're riding the mechanical bull after winning the game.
I think the shortstop would prefer not to be known. Would prefer to just live an anonymous life.
Yeah, but he played in L.A. though. Like that's
but I think he'd prefer to live an anonymous life and not be.
Could be.
And that doesn't make them bad people.
Right? No.
It doesn't mean it's not. It's just who you are. Like Brandon Marsh wants to be out and about. Wants to be, center of attention. He loves that.
Right.
Other people don't. It's fine. It's who you are. That's why I was blowing, Haley's mind with all the different Cokes that are out there from Coca-Cola. There you can have like
the Stephon Diggs.
I was about to say,
there's like 35. There's like 35. There's like 35 or I think there's like 35 or 30. When you go to the world of Coke, you can have the Mexican Coke, you can have the Chinese Coke, you can have the Japanese Coke.
Whereas Gunner said Stephon Diggs' Coke.
Well, that's totally different.
Which is an insane story.
Totally
Is that going to be in headlines?
Nah, it's not. I usually we like to keep it
keep it a little cleaner.
So.
Yeah, it's and he's still on a roster, by the way. Like it's not like he's a free agent. Like,
yeah.
Insane. All right. You can text and call on 610-632-0975. Can you make it here if you don't get it? Let's go to our man Dommy in Williamstown. What's up, Dom?
Hey, Andrew. How you doing?
I'm doing great,
Hi,
man.
Dom. What's up, buddy?
I knew it was you. It's just weird to see Dom in Williamstown and not Tasty Cake Dom.
What's up, Dom?
Yeah, they don't. Well, I'm enjoying I had successful surgery yesterday.
Oh, good.
I love that.
I'm recouping in the hospital, and as always, I'm listening to your show.
Well, we appreciate that very,
glad
very
that
much.
We can keep you company. So what do you think about players that don't get it versus get it in this city?
To me, it's very simple. You can forget about off the field. If you present effort on the field, the guys that are loved, right, John, Doc, AI, all the practice, all the nonsense AI off the field. When in that, right, John, in that Milwaukee series, when Alton Lister knocked him on his rear end and he picked himself up and hit those 2 free throws, that's the loudest ovation I ever heard in my life.
That's all anybody cares about is the fight in you, the attitude in you. And he's got it.
If you present, Matt, you mentioned Schmidt, Donovan's the same way. They had so much ability, like Schmidt, because he was so great. He never had to dive for a ball. He didn't dive for a ball. He barehanded it and threw it the first, which is all tremendous ability. But he was so great, it didn't present like he was giving maximum effort.
But Donovan's another one. I don't think Donovan ever got us. I don't think Donovan ever got this.
Donovan had.
It didn't help at draft day.
Donovan did not get this. Yeah, but the thing is, that's such a BS story. It's such a BS story. Because it is you're talking about a small group of people.
Yeah, he still brings it up 20 plus years later.
You're talking about a small group of people.
Dommy, thanks for the call, man. Get better, brother. We appreciate hearing from you. All right, so I have a Phillies thing that that bugs me a little bit.
What about?
So if anybody listens to this show, John, you and I laud the Phillies as an organization all the time. I'm not talking about just the players. I'm talking
we do.
About
we like the Phillies organization,
top to bottom, right?
They They take care of their business really well.
Everything. John Brazier, director of fun and games with the Phillies, does such a tremendous job with all the stuff that happens during the games, before the games, everything. The traditions that they have, like opening day, where the players walk through Ashburn Alley, down the steps. We have talked about this from the top in terms of ownership to the ushers. The ushers are the nicest people that I feel like I've ever met.
They're great.
I don't think I've ever had, personally, a bad experience at Citizens Bank
No, they
Park.
have a great idea of customer service.
Food vendors, the ushers, ticket people, the people that hand you the rally towels. Everybody is so nice. They dropped the ball yesterday.
What do you mean?
So the game got rained out
early.
And so, that's not what I'm getting at. It got rained out, and so it got postponed to today for the doubleheader.
All right.
And the people that had the tickets for yesterday's game were given the tickets for the afternoon game today.
Okay. They had to be.
I feel like they should say, can you make it? And if not, we will give you a voucher.
They do.
They do?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
No, you do. If you can't make it to the rescheduled game, you can get a voucher.
Because all I saw yesterday was the tickets are given to the, you get the afternoon game tickets.
You can get the tickets to
Then good.
If your game is ever rescheduled, you can get the game.
Okay.
Or you can get a game at a future date.
Oh, well, then that's good.
Yeah, you
well,
can
then
do
my
that.
ripping is over.
No, I'm surprised you were doing that.
I saw people on social media yesterday saying I can't go to the game in the afternoon now.
That doesn't burn the ticket. You can get it rescheduled
good.
for a later date.
Then good.
Yeah,
then
they'll
that's
take
it.
care of
Over.
you. They'll
Over.
take care of you.
Plain and simple.
They're not gonna do it. The game is out of your control. Act of God. So they'll give you another day.
Oh, okay.
They'll
Plain
take
and simple.
good care of you.
All right, then I'm done.
Now you're not going
See
to
you
maybe
guys.
you're not maybe going to get the seat that you got.
Right, which is totally that's
You're not going to
that's
get.
fair.
I mean, that's not. They're not going to be able to go. Oh, I want the Dodger game, or I want the Braves game in August on the Saturday night.
Right.
See, Ray Dunn had a savvy move yesterday. He
What
said,
was that?
Should I consider buying a ticket that has gone down in price that I normally can't afford because I know it's going to get rained out, and then I can go tomorrow when the ticket prices go back up because it's sunny. I just got it because people are trying to offload the ticket thinking they're going to play.
It's actually, that is a savvy move.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, it's an afternoon game at noon. That's not very savvy. Because
Well, if
he's
you
on the
can't-
air till 2.
Right, can't.
Yeah,
Not
he can't
savvy.
go.
But if you can make it, that is a savvy move.
Sure.
Like for us,
Sure.
it's a savvy move for us to get a cheap ticket, Diamond Club or whatever, and then use it the next day.
That is pretty savvy. By the way, you can't hide in the toilet stalls. There's
What?
People were trying to do that last home game when they had the split doubleheader,
Where the tickets are only good for one game.
and people were trying to hide in the toilet stalls.
Really?
Yes.
You have?
Yes, I had. I talked to two of the ushers. I know one of the ushers. I used to work with them.
Yeah.
Back before, they had like 3 or 4 people that got. They thought they could hide in the toilet stalls.
Stefan Diggs, you listening?
Between
You can't
games.
be doing that stuff
Come
in the
on.
toilet stalls.
Now, here's the
Come
deal.
on.
Do you get in trouble, or do they just give you, like, come on, man, and you
They
get
out of the building. Get escorted out of the building.
That's it, right?
Yeah. I mean, but it is. It's like, dude, don't be stupid.
Well, we have the doubleheader today. Later on the
Noon,
show,
right?
we'll,
That's
is
an
that the
early
first-
game.
Is
Yeah,
that
it's like
really the
noon.
first pitch?
Yeah. I'm playing golf this afternoon.
105.
Oh, it's 105.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, man, noon.
Well, I thought it was earlier than that. Wow.
105 first pitch in game 1, and
They're
then
pushing it.
6:45 in
Okay.
game 2 for the Philadelphia Phillies. And we'll preview the game later on at some point today because got some good pitching matchups again in this big series still with the Atlanta Braves. All right, coming up next, we've been reacting to the start of OTAs this morning. Obviously, you know how happy I am that Dallas Goedert is back. I like the message that he had at the podium yesterday. We'll play it for you coming up next, and we'll react. Check our text line as well. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Mike Missanelli.
If there's something that's going to prevent me from getting to the World Series, and my
Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free.
7:40 on Kincade and Salciunas here on this Thursday morning, a Wendy's Thursday. Johnny, number 7.
7, please.
Always. Caller number 7, 610-632-0975. Seventh caller will win our second of our $450 gift card to Wendy's. Wendy's breakfast, 2 for $3 biggie bundles. Lets you choose your perfect duo from your fave 4, including a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee at participating U.S. Wendy's.
They say from your fave 4? I love that.
Yeah, from your fave 4.
Okay, that's really cool. Good job, Wendy's
Damn right,
copywriters.
Wendy's. I'm looking forward to this sandwich I had last week. If they have it here in the bag again.
Okay, what did you have last week? Because you were raving about it last week.
It was
I know that.
like the simplest, most delicious thing ever. It was a sausage, egg, and cheese with bacon. So a sausage and bacon, egg, and cheese on just like a potato roll. Like
I wonder if they
bun.
brand it as like a breakfast baconator.
Maybe. I don't know what it was, but like at first I thought I was eating a burger, and then I realized it was a sausage patty, and I'm like, dude, this is freaking amazing, man. And it was just delightful. So I'm hoping I can get some of that action again today, John.
Well, anytime you get action like that.
That's the action that excites me, man.
I bet it is.
Everything else, that's just,
just meat
Go
and
for
buns. Just meat and buns.
There you go. You're all set. You're all set.
Come on, man.
It's a beautiful thing.
Come on, man. All right. You can text it at 610-632-0975. We'll check our text messages on today's topics here momentarily. But I wanted to play something for you. Dallas Goedert spoke to the media for the first time since everything that happened, right?
He needed to be hooked to a lie detector yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
Did you hear it? Did you listen to it?
I listened to it. What?
Did you listen to it?
What bothered you?
No. It was just interesting. Go on.
All right,
I want to
well,
hear what you have to say.
Just one of the clips that I really wanted to play because I liked it. I liked the honesty about it. Here he was talking about, look, he was not sure what was his future was going to be, and then he's glad to be back. Take a listen.
Yeah, there was a little bit of uncertainty going into the offseason. Talked with my agent, talked with Howie. Yeah, there was a time where, I wasn't here for the beginning OTAs. We were trying to figure out what was going to happen, and, we came to the agreement of the contract I'm on, and, I'm super stoked to be back here. Got a lot of love for a lot of people in this building, got a lot of love for Philadelphia, so super glad to be back, and, we got high expectations, and, want to help us get back to where we were last year.
I had no problem with that answer.
Yeah.
Or was there something else that in
there
the
was
press
a few
conference?
others where he was talking about, like, the idea of there was one time where he said, I never really thought I was leaving. I think he did. At least information that I'd had, he said he sort of did.
Okay. I mean, we all thought he
was leaving. We all thought he was leaving. I'm so glad he's back.
Same.
Because I think their opportunity to win is much better with him.
Right, absolutely.
I mean, I think you're a better team with him.
Well, I like that answer. Like it's not like he didn't try to run from it.
And I think
like
that
he was like, look, there was
is-
uncertainty. I didn't know.
I think
what was
everybody
happening.
is. I think everybody's happy, and I think that his teammates are happy to have him here.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure Jalen's happy to have him.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
His
I'm sure they're
security
happy.
blanket, and you saw how important he was come playoff time. All right, what do we got on the text line? Can you make it in the city if you don't get it? We have some examples of guys that have been able to, but to our man Tasty Cake Dom's point, like, if you just show effort, and that's what Jason Kelsey said years ago, as hard as it is to play in the city, it's not hard at the same time. I'm paraphrasing what Kelsey said years ago, but the point stands true. Like, if you just try, you're going to be loved in this city. Now, obviously, you have to have a bit of talent. Like, you can't suck, and you're just trying.
And you can't do the woe is me routine.
Right.
And, I'll tell you this, is that you guys weren't around for Ricky Batalico's career. But I will tell you this about Ricky. And it was from young Ricky to every Ricky that I ever observed. Ricky Batalico, good effort, bad effort, was there.
Yeah, he spoke to the media.
Microphone in the face. There are guys who, in the history of this city, have hid in the trainer's room, dawdled in the shower, made the media wait, everything. Ricky Batalico stood there. Now, there are other athletes that have been like Ricky.
Yes.
That have stood there and done that too. That's part of getting it, is that sometimes you just got to eat it.
Yeah.
You just got to take it.
Especially in this city where we hold on to everything that's said.
And that really does. It does. But the thing is, though, when it happens, when it's good, like when you do that, when you have a bad outing and you just own it.
Yeah.
It tends to blow right over.
And that's why a couple of years ago, like I know we talked about Trey Turner, maybe a guy that would love to just kind of be in the shadows. When he was having his wretched stretch in his first season, he never ran from the media. And I applauded him for that. Like, he would straight up say, I don't know what's going on. Like, he didn't necessarily have answers, but he never hid from the media.
No.
Like, his first year here, when he was really, really, really bad,
it was bad.
He spoke every time they needed. Every time he was asked to talk, he talked. And I gave him a lot of credit for that.
Again, it's one of those things where it's not hard not to hide. You just don't hide.
Right.
And if you even when you're there and you're accountable, accountability is so big.
Absolutely.
And it's okay. It's okay. And I find that people root for you more. I think they're rooting for you heavier when you go on out there and you're accountable.
Now let me ask you this: can you sniff out when it's fake?
Yes.
Because
completely.
Paul George, to me, the podcast thing earlier this year, I'm stepping away from the podcast so I can help the team. Like, that was
with 2 weeks left in the season.
Yeah, like that was fake. That was fake to me.
He's fraudulent. He's fraudulent. And it's completely obvious that he's fraudulent. I mean, when you don't even know what's going on in the city that you supposedly are now calling home, whether it's temporary or not, that's terrible. I mean, that's like, I'm just here for the paycheck.
And I don't know if he gets it.
No, he doesn't.
And so if he doesn't get it, is he going to make it here?
No, he's not making it here. He's not.
He might, who knows
He's
if
not.
he's here in a couple.
He's not making it here.
All right, what do we got on the text line, Gunner?
We got John and Ridley checking in saying you can make it if you don't understand it, but it's an uphill battle. I think A.J. Brown is someone who shines in the city but does not quite get it. A.J. only gets A.J., though.
Wow, I think A.J. does get us.
I think A.J. gets it, and I love – remember last week? We played a clip. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago about the Olympics? I think it was last week. We played the clip.
Yeah, and he was
where
like,
he was like, "No, I'm not playing in it because if I miss any of training camp,
you guys will be all over me for it."
And
it's the truth.
He was spot on.
Raise my hand.
Media fan, and he said media and fans. So before anybody goes, "Yeah, AJ, stick it to the media," like no, he said and the fans.
If you're missing training camp for the Eagles to go play flag football, a make-believe sport,
you will hear it.
Yes. And I raise my hand.
And him saying that
AJ
tells me he gets it.
AJ's 100% correct.
Yeah.
And anybody who says, no, we wouldn't have done that, you're full of it.
And by the way, that book that he read literally sold off the shelves. So, like, clearly there's a good relationship between him and this fan base. If Inner Excellence, that's going to be a trivia question one day. Like when Mikey Miss brings back Philly Feud, Inner Excellence will be a trivia question.
Is he bringing back Philly Feud? Do we know?
I'm just saying, if he ever did. That was a wild ride, the Inner Excellence.
Oh, I thought Philly Feud.
No, I liked Philly Feud. It was fun. All right, coming up next, we'll continue to discuss what we've been talking about, but also...
They didn't make you put the one hand behind your back. What you're supposed to do on Family Feud.
Oh, is that a...
Yeah, your one hand's supposed to be flat in your
why?
back. Because that way you don't lean with two hands to be able to hit the buzzer.
Ah.
Yeah.
See, look at you breaking this stuff
Good Family
down.
Feud knowledge.
We'll reset the show. We'll check some more of our text messages out. Don't forget today's headlines with Brendan Gunn comes your way at 8:15. And we have some great guests that we'll get to. We'll tell you about coming up next. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Words from the new OC. I'm Brendan Gunn with your Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Wendy's. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you choose the pair you want at participating U.S. Wendy's. The Eagles are full steam ahead towards the 2025 season as we're now just 98 days away from Week 1. OTAs opened up this week, and yesterday we heard from many members of the organization like Dallas Goedert, Quinyon Mitchell, and new offensive coordinator Kevin Patulo. He spoke yesterday about his outlook for his new job title.
This is what I do. This is what I wanted to do. I've been wanting to do it, and I have an opportunity to do it. And like I said, I've got a great staff around me, great players, great organization, everything. So it'll be fun.
The Phillies got rained out yesterday, which means a doubleheader today. The first game gets underway at 1:05 this afternoon. Christopher Sanchez is on the mound for that one, and the second game will follow tonight at 6:45. Zach Wheeler on the mound for that. The Phils just need to win one of the next two games today in order to win their fourth consecutive series. And around the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder advanced to the NBA Finals last night, defeating the Minnesota Timberwolves. And tonight, the Indiana Pacers look to meet them there as they look to close out the New York Knicks in 5. You can hear Game 5 tonight of that series right here on The Fanatic. This update was also brought to you by Dairy Queen. Layer on the flavor with the DQ sauce and tossed chicken strip baskets, now available in Honey Barbecue or New Buffalo for a limited time. Happy tastes good. Only at participating Dairy Queen locations. I'm Brendan Gunn on the home of the NBA playoffs, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Texting, the easiest and most convenient way to communicate.
Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, walking on the sand, no care, surfing in the sun, so free, just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue, waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, walking on the sand, no care, surfing in the sun, so free, just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue, waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, walking on the sand, no care, surfing in the sun, so free, just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue, waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the.
Very
We're going to
excited
live
for that.
vicariously through you.
Yes, I will just tell you about how delicious it is. I'm very proud of you, Johnny. All right, before we get back to our text messages and our topics, a couple of things that just hit me during the commercial break. So first and foremost, we had a text sent in, no name, but I appreciate it. So I wasn't totally wrong about the rained out day after game. You have to go to the afternoon game. What I was confused by, if you bought the tickets through Phillies.com,
If you buy the tickets through the Phillies, you always get the grace.
and you get the voucher for another game of equal or lesser value. If you buy
the
through
tickets-
a third party,
Correct.
and you don't have ticket insurance, then you have to go to the game that was scheduled. And the texter sent in, he ended up having to go to one of the Aranola implosion starts.
Can I ask you why you do that?
Why what? Third party?
Why people do that?
If you find a cheaper option, that's the move. So what I've done...
but you buy that. Don't you buy that more when you know you're gonna, when it's closer to the date and you know you're gonna do it? You
Maybe
check the weather.
Like
and
I've done this before, where like I know I'm going to a game. I look at the ticket prices per section, and then I'll check StubHub or Ticketmaster or any of them, and go, "Wow, I can get $10 less."
Okay.
After fees and everything,
and,
right?
And other games, like they're not readily available on the team's site. Like Eagles games sell out, you have to get them secondary
Right.
markets. Sixers games
Right.
for the past, 8 years, secondary
Had
market's
to,
the only option.
yeah.
So people don't realize the Phillies, you can still get them from the website. They're so used to just going to Ticketmaster, SeatGeeks.
Standing room's always available.
Yeah, exactly.
Like for the most part, it's always available, and that's what I do through the Phillies website. So I wasn't totally off base. For the people that bought tickets through StubHub, they have to go to the afternoon game today.
Yep.
Or they just don't go and they eat the cost, and that sucks.
How much is that insurance? I do not know. So I
don't think it's
do they
much at
charge you
all.
a lot, or
I think maybe $5. Like it might be worth doing it. Not sure.
By the way, always buy the trip insurance too. on when you buy, like when you book your trips?
Oh, like when we went to Lithuania? Hell yeah.
Buy your trip insurance because
Hell
people
yeah.
go, I don't need the trip insurance, and then your flight gets canceled or stuff like that.
Yeah, when I'm flying to Lithuania,
You want
I'm
it.
doing that. All right, one other thing. As
Yes.
you're listening to 97.5, The Fanatic, WPEN, WPN, HD1, Burlington, Philadelphia, Beasley Media Group Station, broadcasting live from the Comcast Business Studio, powering possibilities. Today's the 15-year anniversary.
We've had a lot of anniversaries this week.
Yes, we have.
Of stuff.
And this is an iconic moment in Phillies franchise history.
What's that?
And an iconic moment of my dad being proud of me, but also disappointed in me.
Well, there's like 6 dates where he's been proud of you, so which one was it?
15 years ago today, Roy Halladay threw his perfect game against the, at the time,
Marlins?
Florida Marlins.
Yeah, the Florida Marlins.
Game 1 of the Stanley Cup.
Correct.
Wasn't it a Saturday night?
I don't remember day of the week, but yes,
It's my
game
dad's
one of the
birthday.
Stanley
That's
Cup.
why I remember.
Good work.
I thought it was a Saturday night.
So here's
I'm not
why
mistaken.
my dad was proud of me / disappointed in me.
Why?
Now, you're just straight up disappointed because I know you. So my dad went to a like a Flyers party
Okay.
at the Chilla's house. The Chilla's live in Brigantine. Now I saw them this past weekend.
Baby
So
back
they're,
ribs?
They're still together. No, Chilla's.
I'm glad to hear they're still together.
Still hanging out. They're still buds.
That's nice.
And so my parents were at the Chilla's house, and so were other members of the Willowbrook Farms, which is where I grew up.
Really?
Neighborhood, yeah.
Seriously?
And
That's what it was called?
I'm flipping back and forth.
Little
Phillies, Stanley Cup. Phillies, Stanley Cup. Because it's Stanley Cup finals. But I'm watching 5th inning, 6th inning. I got a perfect game. And I didn't text my dad. Because of the baseball jinx. And as soon as the game ended, as soon as Juan Castro threw the first and they made the final out, I texted my dad and I said, "Did you guys have the Phillies game on?" And he said, "No."
Are you kidding me?
Nope, that's serious. And
He
he was,
did not have it on.
as a baseball player himself, he was proud of me, but also disappointed in me.
It's just one of the more stupid things of baseball.
Listen,
It
if
just
he
is so
texts his
stupid.
dad, we don't have a perfect game.
That's the
what I'm saying.
stupidest thing in the world. It just is. It's
Well, my
absolutely
dad
stupid.
understood. So he wasn't angry. He was just like, "Damn, I missed the perfect game." And I'm like, "Yeah, sorry, man."
So why is that kind of baseball rule stupid?
'Cause it's stupid
But
as-
yesterday they got to police themselves and go out there and throw out a batter. It's an unspoken rule.
because the Phillies actually do something that actually controls their games. Andrew Salciunas and his father have nothing to do with a game
Says you.
that is going on 1,400 miles south of them.
It's the butterfly effect.
How come announcers always say the announcer jinx, John?
There's nothing to do with that. There is no such thing. There is no such thing.
When he
It is the stupidest thing.
responded, and look, this was 2010, so I'm on my flip phone. When he responded with "no," what happened? My heart sunk because again, this is before anybody's getting alerts like somebody is 6
Wait a
outs
minute. You
away.
had to, no one was getting alerts in 2010?
They weren't on Twitter,
Dude, stop. I had.
It was all parents. They weren't on they don't work in sports talk radio like you did.
I had the ESPN the phone.
Okay, good for you.
Years before that. I don't even know what year that was.
They
no,
did.
But I mean,
Why
no,
did
but I
my
mean,
dad had a
Willowbrook
Sprint
Farm
this
have
was
a-
wireless.
This was way before. This was way before then. I mean, seriously, like people were getting alert in 2010.
Okay, in 2010, and they weren't staring at their phones.
Who's
They're
at a party?
They're
And
watching Flyers Stanley Cup Game 1.
I had ESPN the phone in 2005.
Good for you.
Which
Congratulations
means,
on that success.
which became obsolete by 2007.
It was obsolete the moment it came out.
because everybody had ESPN updates on their phone and everything like that by 2007. There was not
updates on your
everybody-
phone by 2007.
Yes.
I don't think there were Woj bombs dropping in 2010, man.
in 2000.
Twitter blew up in 2009.
Yes, so you had updates by then.
Yeah, and you're talking about a bunch of the dads and
What are you
moms
gonna-
that didn't have Twitter.
You get a Boost Mobile freaking alert?
My
Like,
God, I mean, you
let me
did not
chirp
have.
you?
I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm surprised at that. I'm
Yeah.
very surprised.
Well, I watched that final out, and I texted my dad, and he ended up saying, "No, we're at a Flyers party. Why were we watching the Phillies
Did they have
game?"
one of those phones you had to crank on the
Yeah.
wall at the Chilla's? The Chilla's, you had to pull the little thing off the wall.
They churn their own butter outside
Speak into
Willowbrook
it.
Farms.
Come on, man.
Well, you grew up in. This is more fun. Andrew of Willowbrook Farms. That's where you grew up?
That was the neighborhood name, yeah.
Now, this is it. This is different than us, Gunner. You can tell.
I told you the other day.
Andrew grew up in the mean
it used to be.
They grew up differently than us.
I never said I grew up in mean streets.
Do you think, we do not know the answer to this, did Bill Colarulo grow up in a named neighborhood?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I think he did.
That's what I'm guessing.
That's what us
gated neighborhood.
That's what us Jersey people do.
The beyond the gates. This is like the little country club
with the security guard.
Listen, when you live on a street, you don't have a name.
His little names
Streets
like
with no names.
Andrew of Willowbrook Farms. Maybe you could come over. Maybe you come over and play. What was the name of your neighborhood growing up, Gunner? Gunner. Delco. What was your name of your neighborhood?
Everybody's hometown.
What was your street? What was your street?
I had a lot. True Penny.
True Penny? I didn't even know that street existed.
Yeah, True Penny.
Shout out to South Maryland Road. Putnam?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Putnam.
South Maryland
Putnam,
Road.
Connecticut. I've vacationed there.
I lived right at the shoe of South Maryland and Franklin Avenue.
Yeah, that was your neighborhood.
That was our neighborhood.
Look, us Jersey people had neighborhoods.
Yeah, we had
had farms.
No, you had subdivisions.
Yeah, my parents.
You grew up in a subdivision.
It used to be a peach tree farm.
Willowbrook Farms.
And that's where the houses were built because they whacked down all the peach trees.
Kids, don't be leaving the cul-de-sac.
Oh, man.
Don't wander out of the cul-de-sac, young Andrew.
I hung out in the woods.
Yeah.
Got yelled at by hunters.
Willowbrook Farms.
Yeah, you know what?
This is good.
I'm about to smack you with this freaking Wendy's sandwich.
I'm glad.
He's got a lot of audacity after going off about I had the ESPN phone in
exactly.
2005.
Mr.
I got it. Guess what? I didn't buy it. I got it for free. Working for ESPN. I got it for free.
I had alerts before you were
By the
born.
way,
This guy.
Scott Masteller had one too, and they were like, you could have killed somebody with them. I never felt in danger on the streets of Atlanta. Anyone came near you, you always had that phone. You could have.
Well, that's because you were in your gated community with Kyle Shanahan.
Could have clubbed somebody with them. Could have clubbed some. Kyle wasn't there yet.
All right, what do we got on our text line there, Gunner, at 610-632-0975?
We got somebody checking in saying they're so sick and tired of hearing about the word pander when it comes to Bryce Harper. If Harper is good and panders to us, then I'm good. It's not like he's Russell Wilson saying, let's ride.
Well, that's the thing. Again, pandering, we said it earlier in the show, works for people. Like, it may bother some people. Like, John gets bothered by it. I know Bill got bothered by it this year. We're not saying that pandering's bad. What we're saying is there are some people that love it when somebody panders.
No, wait. Is pandering bad? No, but call it what it is. It's
pandering, right?
It's pandering. So it's fine. It's fine. There's nothing bad about pandering.
No, you just roll your eyes.
But call it for what it is.
Yeah.
When Bryce Harper, the Cowboys fan, does the opening of Sunday Night Football and pretends that he's an Eagles fan. He's not an Eagles fan.
Well, he never said
he's
he was
a Cowboys
Eagles fan.
No, he did portray himself as an Eagles fan.
He said now that I'm in Philly,
watch it again.
I support
the Eagles. He does not.
Eagles.
No, he does not. He's a Cowboys fan.
I don't think he ever said I'm a...
Please.
I don't think he ever said go Birds,
He does support the Eagles. Please
I don't
stop
think he
it.
ever said go Birds or anything.
It's unbelievable. Stop pandering.
But he
Just
does,
stop.
But he
Stop
does.
with the pandering.
He does pander.
Oh, look.
The Fanatic cleats.
Fanatic jacket.
Which, by the way, you hitting 40 bombs, go for it. Dude, do whatever the hell you want.
This is unbelievable.
What else we got?
We got somebody checking in saying, I had just got my BlackBerry on Christmas 2010. There's no way in hell we were getting updates. I don't know
dude,
what
are
world
you
John
talking
was
about,
living in.
John?
You had sports updates were coming before then. They're coming in 2005 on the ESPN phone, and then the reason it became obsolete is because then all the other companies found ways to be able to give you the updates. Then you found other ways to get updates.
I don't remember getting like notifications until like mid 2010s.
Dude, you had to type up on a flip phone. You had to press the button 3 times just to get a single letter.
Right. My brother still does that, so stop it. You're going to make him feel bad.
Do you know what it's called?
No.
T9.
What?
T9, yes. That's
T9,
what it was.
that's what it was. It was
T9?
For you to text the letter, like if, the number 1 was ABC. Because phones then eventually tried figuring out what you were trying to text.
Yeah.
But T9 was you having to hit, like if you wanted the letter B, you had to hit it twice.
That was god-awful.
I'm right,
That's unbelievable.
All right, coming up next.
The App Store started to launch sports apps in 2008,
Okay.
boys.
And
so the sports app started in 2008.
Again, you're acting that like every single middle-aged person
this
would
is
have
2010.
There was no such thing as a push notification.
How many times do you say...
There were apps in 2008.
Hold on. How many times do you say, oh, there's only like 20% of people on Twitter?
There were sports apps in 2008.
Right, and I'm sure not everybody had sports apps.
And you had to manually go to the app to look at the information yourself.
This is where you're showing your age. Your little kids.
Well, I grew up in the technology.
You're showing you were little kids.
No,
the adults knew about these things.
I was a teenager at the time. What do you mean,
the adults knew about these things, whether they did in Willowbrook Farms or at the Chili's.
See, this is deflection. We're going to get back to the Willowbrook Farms thing here.
They started apping in 2008.
What does that mean? You know what? How about this?
You could get scores in 2008 on apps.
Not push notifications telling you
somebody
turn on the Phillies game.
Exactly. That's what we're trying to tell you.
You could do these.
Oh,
God, you're terrible.
We had no service in Willowbrook Farms. We barely had.
That's because you tore down all the trees.
We barely had any electricity or running water. All right, coming up next.
Boy, that's a bad subdivision.
Today's headlines with Brendan Gunn here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Connor Thomas.
What this is with all of the things with the Philadelphia Phillies right now.
Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun.
Well, here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
We got a lot of tech-savvy listeners, by the way. A lot of tech. We have smart listeners.
That's
a lot
good.
of tech-savvy listeners.
That's good.
Because I'm not tech-savvy, even though I now realize that I am sometimes more tech-savvy than some people that I know. I'm more tech-savvy than...
Like me.
Yeah, I'm more
not a
tech-savvy
tech-savvy
than you.
Yes.
But I don't consider you like... You're not... We tease you, but you're not terrible.
I'm pretty bad.
Like, can I... If I was to say to you, you want to... If I had my iPad and I said to you, Andrew, you got your... We're going to cast this on your TV.
Oh, screen share. I know how to do that.
Okay, so you know how to do it. You're not terrible.
I learned that last year.
Okay, then you're not terrible.
My wife had to show me how to do it. But I
now
learned
Gunner,
it
you know how to
last
do
year.
that.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, well then you're not. Then
right.
Someone's not terrible tech savvy if you know how to do that.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, so you may be above. You're above remedial if you can do that.
That's good. I'm glad that I'm above remedial. All right, it is 8:13. It's time now for today's headlines with Brendan Gunn.
Today's headlines with the one and only Brendan Gunn.
Brought to us by who, my man?
Yes, the one and only Lundy Law. For over 70 years, Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. Maybe one guy that needs Lundy Law, or just any kind of lawyer, is our guy Mark Jackson. He was out there taking his dry cleaning to the the dry cleaner out there yesterday, and somebody saw his Tesla, which I guess is kind of taboo right now out in the world, unfortunately, for whatever reason.
Dopes.
And somebody decided to do this. Take a listen to Mark Jackson tell the story.
My name is Mark Jackson. I'm the owner of a Tesla. I was coming out of a dry cleaner, and as I'm coming out of the dry cleaner, a man is walking towards me, and he sees my vehicle. I see him literally hog spit on my vehicle. He's walking towards me after he just spit on my car, and I literally stop in front of him. He runs into my chest. He stopped, and he looks up. And as he's looking up, I said, why did I deserve you to hog spit on my car? And as he continues to look up, he literally looks at my face, and he starts shaking, literally, in front of a lot of witnesses. And literally start in his pants. Like, no, literally, he peed on himself while I'm standing.
Mark Jackson should have left him picking himself up off the ground.
Yeah, I don't Look, I know politics there's people that are politically deranged.
No, you're deranged. You're deranged if you're going around spitting on people's cars, defacing people's vehicles. You're upset. You're triggered by someone's car that they're driving because probably 2 years ago, you probably thought that car was a wonderful thing, and now you hate it.
Yeah.
And if 2 years ago it was causing you to feel great joy, I would feel the same sort of way about you.
Yeah.
Like you're reading too much into a freaking car.
I saw a video a couple of weeks ago of a guy that, same thing, dude flipped him off, and they ended up going to the same place. They were both going to the same store. And so the guy got out of his Tesla and went to the guy who refused to get out of his car and just had like this uncomfortable smile about him. And he was recording him and doing the same thing. Why did I deserve that? Why? Because I'm driving this specific car? You think... I understand there's politics behind everything nowadays, but the fact that you feel comfortable to spit on someone's vehicle.
Messing with Mark Jackson's the wrong person to mess with, too. The guy's like 6'8".
But you know what? I'm glad that it was, respectfully to Mark Jackson, I'm glad that it was Mark Jackson, because I hope this guy now thinks twice about doing anything like that. And then you realize, oh my God, there's bigger people out there that could beat the crap out of me.
People, again, it's the rule of thumb, and I said it before. We had a story last week on it. People are too comfortable today never having been punched in the face.
Yeah.
That's like that they just feel that they can do that.
And
they
it's
feel
not just politics. I saw a video the other day.
It's ridiculous.
Draymond Green, because Draymond's doing TNT stuff. I don't know.
By the way,
which.
He's entertaining.
He's got a future in it.
He's
for
entertaining.
Sure.
His podcast can be entertaining too.
He was at one of the playoff games. I don't remember which one. I think it may have been one of the Knicks games, and a Knicks fan just started yelling at him, "Bleep you! You suck!" Blah blah blah, because he probably said something bad about the Knicks.
Sure.
And Draymond was about to approach this man until multiple people got in between the two of them. That guy's ass would have gotten beat
Yep.
By Draymond. Draymond Green's not afraid to do it to professional
And it
athletes.
may be what the guy wanted.
It may be what the guy needed.
Yeah,
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Like, if we're being honest.
Well,
That's crazy.
something one of our former Eagles players needs to do is maybe, shut up sometimes or at least know how to keep a source. Shady McCoy was on his Fox Sports arguing show where they just argue
Shady.
and talk out of the
Come on,
rear
Shade.
end. And he, just revealed his source out of thin air and then tried to take it back. Take a listen.
And the way he coached is like way different from how they played this year. I'm about to say, like AJ told me, players tell me that the offense is really the offense.
No doubt.
They don't care who the corner is. You come over here to fit the Jalen Hurts offense.
No doubt.
So, first off, I don't think what was said is all that egregious. We do what's best with Jalen. You're the quarterback should be comfortable in what they do. But the fact that Shady is exposing AJ,
You don't say that.
like, what are you doing, dude?
Like, you just don't say
And
it.
if I'm AJ Brown, I'm going, yo, bro, I told you that in confidence. And I know the whole passing offense thing, and there was the Brandon Graham moment between Jalen and AJ. I still don't think there's some, egregious issue between these two players where they can't play on the same field as each other. But that just adds to more fuel for anybody that thinks this is an issue.
Well, I've already told you before. It goes back to the Seattle game.
Yeah.
The whole problem goes back to that Seattle game where A.J. Brown was willing to tell us the truth about that him and Jalen went rogue, and then a week later he told the truth and Jalen didn't want the truth out.
Right.
That's where the little
kind of started.
problem began because A.J. was honest. He didn't like his coach taking all the heat.
Yeah.
And Jalen is a keep it in house guy.
Yeah.
Saban guy. You don't share that kind of stuff.
Now,
and I understand both points of view, but to let your coach take all the heat for you when you should have taken responsibility is a bad thing.
Now, somebody's going to blame AJ for this because he shouldn't be talking to anybody. Look, I look at Shady and I go, yo, dude, you're in the media now.
Stop.
I know you're a former player and you're on a show with all former players, and you may feel like you're in basically a barroom setting, right?
Right, exactly.
You're with peers of yours that also play in the league, but you can't be exposing that kind of information.
But you got to stop.
And if I'm AJ Brown, I'm texting him going, all right, dude, that's it. I would never talk to him about ever again.
I can't trust you.
I'll wish you a happy birthday, but I can't tell you about what's going on in the house. All right, coming up next. I saw something this morning about the Eagles that scared me, John.
It scared you?
It's irrational.
Okay.
But if you've been following this show, you'll know where I'm coming from. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Kevin Patulo speaks. I'm Brendan Gunn with your Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Wendy's. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you choose the pair you want at participating U.S. Wendy's. The Eagles are full steam ahead towards the 2025 season, as we're now just 98 days away from Week 1 taking on the Cowboys. OTAs open up this week, and yesterday we heard from many members of the organization like Dallas Goedert, Quinyon Mitchell, and new offensive coordinator Kevin Patulo, who spoke about his outlook for his new title.
This is what I do. This is what I wanted to do. I've been wanting to do it. And I have an opportunity to do it. And like I said, I've got a great staff around me, great players, great organization, everything. So it'll be fun.
The Phillies got rained out yesterday, which means a doubleheader today. The first game gets underway at 1:05 this afternoon. Christopher Sanchez is on the mound for that one. And the second game is tonight at 6:45, where Zach Wheeler is going to take the mound in Game 2. Phils need to just win one of those games today to win their fourth consecutive series. Around the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder advanced to the NBA Finals last night after defeating the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tonight, the Indiana Pacers look to meet them there as they look to close out the Knicks in 5. You can hear Game 5 tonight right here on The Fanatic. This update was also brought to you by Rheem. When you want your home to feel like a dream, it has to be Rheem. Stay cool with the high-efficiency AC system from Rheem, RHEEM. Find your Rheem Pro partner at thereemteam.com. I'm Brendan Gunn on the home of the NBA playoffs, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Philadelphia Sports.
Touchdown! Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide.
Irrational fear about the Eagles. Totally irrational, and I'm admitting it. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm man enough.
That's all right. Haley and our man Gunner are very jumpy.
Oh yeah, they're the ones that get scared from jump
They get
scares.
scared a lot. from
I have
jump scare.
your irrational fear.
Okay, what's your
All right.
irrational fear?
And it happened this morning when I was doing my research to get some other topics out there on the show today. And we'll get back to our text messages on our discussions today. But ESPN, their 2025 projections based off of the FPI, the computer analysis.
Oh, okay.
Which, if you remember, I've been going to war against this computer.
Yeah, you don't like this computer.
Because they always make the Eagles seem worse than what they are. If you remember, at one point last year, during the winning streak, they still had the Eagles as like the 10th best team.
Sure.
The Commanders were going to beat them in the playoffs. Like,
no, the Rams are going to. No, they had the Rams beating them. They had the Packers beating them.
Correct. The FPI, the computer system. So screw you, computer system. I remember we've had Kevin Nagandi on, and I've said, yo, dude, you got to talk to this computer.
Fix it.
Fix this computer.
Go kick it or something.
I'm nervous that it got fixed.
Why? I love that it got fixed if it did.
Or they're trying to become all of a sudden pro Eagles, the computer.
What do you mean?
I like it when the computer has been disrespecting the Eagles because it's worked out. According to their FPI computer analysis, the Eagles come in as the number one most talented team in the NFL.
Well, that's good.
No, it is good. But again, it's the FPI.
Okay.
I hate the computer system. I hate analytics. It's the bane of my existence. And now all of a sudden the analytics are pro-Eagles. When they've been anti-Eagles, the Eagles have been good.
Okay.
They also have their percentage chances, best chance to win the Super Bowl. The Eagles coming in at number one.
Okay. This is a great thing.
It should be.
Okay, this is now
It's
bothering you?
it's an irrational
See, this
fear.
gets me back to where the other day after the golf tournament I came in and I said to you, this is how I'm feeling with people. People aren't comfortable with being the lead dog. Get comfortable, folks.
No, I don't like the power index. I don't like that the computer system is now all of a sudden backing the Eagles.
And
but it's bothering you.
It's weird how they come to their numbers. I read that whole story, and it was based on like continuity on the offensive side is the high driver of how they get to the end of their analytics. How they get to their numbers.
That is a big deal.
And then they talked about how they got the edge over the Chiefs based on some of the defense. But if it's based on the Eagles' offense, I think we need to see a step up from what we saw last year. As good as it was Super Bowl champions, I think we all can agree it needed to be maybe a little bit better at times.
Well, that's when the whole passing offense saga started. But the continuity, like that's a big deal. Like having 10 of your 11 guys
I think
back.
it's a huge deal.
And again, the one guy that isn't a starter played. Tyler Steen was the backup to Mekhi Becton at right guard, and he played a lot. So there is a lot of continuity with this team, which is a good deal. Now, I will say this. What is cool, they have the likelihood based off of percentage for the Super Bowl matchups.
Okay.
The Eagles that are involved in the top 3. Eagles, Chiefs, Eagles, Ravens, Eagles, Bills. So their computer system has the Eagles going to the Super Bowl, which that's kind of cool.
God, I love this.
Yeah, but I don't like the computer system, man.
Okay, you can't complain about something, and then when they fix it, then you complain about it.
Screw the computer system. I will go to war. I will go to war with this computer system, dude.
Wow. Okay, I know.
Now all of a sudden the Eagles
I'm not
win.
with you on
Now all of
this
a sudden that the Eagles win, they want to be friends with me.
I'm not with you on this one.
That's okay. You can be pro. You're like a computer system yourself.
No, but I'm not in with you on this one. Is like I'm
the
okay.
data and facts
I'm
and
okay
stats.
I'm okay with people complaining about something that they think is broken or that they don't think respects them. But then when something does do it correctly, which the Eagles should be number one,
They should be.
then you say, okay, they got it right.
I think you're just pro computer.
They got it right.
You got your iPad in front
I think
of
it's
you.
right.
Your Excel spreadsheets.
Yep, got it. Well, I do have those. I absolutely have those.
All right, what do we got on the I told you it's irrational fear. What do we got on
It
the
is
text line
irrational
today,
You
Gunner?
accept it. Yes.
All right, we got one saying right here saying, hold up, Chunas, I love you, but we got to remember the Sirianni press conference. I don't want you guys to get ahead of yourselves talking about Patulo again. We all know the first press conference. I don't think it's his first one, but we all know the early press conferences don't mean the end result.
We led with that.
Once again, remind the people, it was your first day, right?
It was
the day after.
It was my first. It was my actual. It was the second week that I was on the air
here at the Fanatic.
At the Fanatic, and I started the show with all these things reviews because it was a Friday when he had his first press conference.
Correct.
And I read all these reviews of the Sirianni press conference. And it was all these written reviews. I said, here's the Daily News, here's the Inquirer, and then after I read the reviews, I said, oh, by the way, those were the reviews of Andy Reid's first press conference.
Right.
Because I don't believe in that. I do believe that somebody can have a really crappy first press conference and it can end up being a great thing. I do think still the things that Nick Sirianni's not good at, he's gotten slightly better at.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we
slightly better.
Yeah, but we lauded him for the press conferences last year after the
better.
meltdown against the Browns.
Yeah,
he got a lot better. And look, I was on the air during the press conference.
Sure.
Me and Ann were on the air. And
Absolutely.
my first thing right after the press conference was, all right, I'm still not thrilled with the hire, but I'm not going to base my reaction off of a press conference.
Right.
And so I understand what the texter's saying, but don't direct it at the two of us when.
Yeah, and by the way, we started the conversation today. Andrew led with this.
I literally said, "Hey, Sirianni had a bad press conference, and look at how it's played out." The only thing that freaked me out was that he literally sounded like Sirianni, like he spoke exactly like him.
Well,
he's a carbon copy of Nick Sirianni,
and carbon copy of Nick Sirianni on when it is in regard to press conferences isn't the best thing. Not really the best thing.
Yeah, he just said a whole lot of nothing. Like I didn't get anything from that press conference.
And to me,
whatever. Like if they score 30 points in week 1, all right, awesome.
Sure.
But this morning when we played the little condensed version of it, I got absolutely nothing from it.
Sure.
I know nothing about what Kevin Patulo is going to be doing. And maybe that's what they want. You know that Nick Sirianni is obsessed with competitive advantage. Maybe he purposely said nothing of note.
I don't know about that.
Dude, Nick says competitive advantage 1,800 times a season.
He does. But Nick also has never learned. Gobbledygook is gobbledygook. It's how he is. It's just how he is.
What else we got on the text line, Gunner?
We got TJ checking in on this one saying, would you guys rather have Bryce Harper go on Sunday Night Football and say, go Cowboys? This city would have killed him if he did that. Pandering is good at times. I don't get why people don't understand that.
I'd rather have him not do it.
Look,
I'd rather have him not do the Eagles-Cowboys game opening and pretend to be an Eagles fan.
Tyrese Maxey.
Just sit that one out and go, you don't have to take, when NBC calls, you don't have to do it. When you're pretending to be an Eagles fan. You don't have to do it. You're a Cowboys fan. Don't do it.
Tyrese Maxey is a Cowboys fan and is open about it. Devontae Smith
is a Cowboys fan.
I don't know what
he's
his
not, definitely not a Cowboys
I don't know
fan.
his football
No,
legacy, but Celtics. If you remember when the Sixers and Celtics played each other 2 years ago, he was like, go Celtics. Like he was very
he's a Celtics fan.
Active on social media. Does anybody hate Devontae Smith for it?
I like the honesty.
Did he have to pander and say, hey, I may have grown up a Celtics fan, but now that I'm here, go Sixers.
Just be honest.
Like he didn't do that. He basically said, screw the Sixers, go Celtics.
Tyrese is a Cowboys fan.
Well, that's the thing. When you're a Cowboys fan, you're flip-floppy. Like you only choose the best teams, and that's what Bryce Harper did. So it's hard. It's much easier for Harper to do that.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is you don't have to. The NBC executives didn't come to Bryce Harper's house and hold him hostage and make him do that stupid opening. They didn't.
I didn't think it was a stupid. That opening got me hyped, dude.
I
didn't think it was stupid at all.
Where he pretends to be an Eagle, like he's
never
torn.
Pretended
like
to
he's
be. Yeah, that's what he pretended.
He did, Andrew. He pretended to be torn. He's not torn. He's a Cowboys fan.
I gotta go find this video.
Everybody around the Phillies will tell you he's a Cowboys fan.
If Bryce Harper was openly a Cowboys fan and he was rooting for him like Devontae Smith roots for the Celtics openly in your face about it, then we would be talking about how Bryce Harper doesn't get the city.
You know why he doesn't? Because he's pandering. He's a Cowboys fan. You can ask. You can ask anyone in the know.
I know he's a Cowboys fan and a Tennessee baseball fan.
He's not an Eagles fan. He's not an Eagles fan.
But if he was openly a Cowboy fan, we would be having this conversation today about how Bryce Harper does not get this city because he's openly a Cowboys fan.
Tyrese Maxey's an open Cowboys fan.
Yeah, but let's face it. The Eagles and the Phillies are on a higher pedestal than the Sixers are.
You don't have. Just be honest.
Bryce Harper is different than Tyrese Maxey.
All right, fine. Castellanos is a Dolphins fan.
Right.
The Eagles played the Dolphins.
Now, how many people knew that before you said that?
No, but he had his thing. He had his Cowboys.
He's at the game.
He had his stuff.
They showed him on the big screen.
They showed him.
Not many people know Nick Castellanos.
They showed him at the game.
I'm pretty sure
he was at the game.
I'm pretty sure he's vocal about
it. He was at the game and he's vocal. He was at the game in his gear.
That's different than a Cowboys fan. You can't openly be a Cowboys fan if you're Bryce Harper. He was the biggest athlete in the city for 3-4 years.
It. Just don't hide it. Don't pretend like you're an Eagles fan. This isn't hard. Anybody can respect you. They don't expect you to change your allegiance.
Look, there are some people that do feel a certain type of way.
Well, then they're dumb.
You can't speak for everybody because there are people that do feel a certain type of way about it. But again, if you're a fan favorite, what does it matter? You know what?
They're the kind of people who spit on people's cars.
That's true, too.
They have an irrational attachment to a sports team. For God's sakes.
All right, coming up next. If someone has an agenda against Jalen Hurts, more may have been added to it with an article yesterday. However, I don't believe this should ever be taken away from a player. But unfortunately, people do when it comes to their dumb arguments. It's Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Philadelphia's Union Soccer.
They play short.
Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride.
Salciunas 97.5, The Fanatic. Text our man Frenchie to confirm if he can come on at 8:55.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be with us.
I forgot to mention, so we have two guests in the 9 o'clock hour. Jeff Francoeur, Johnny's old buddy from the ATL days, but
Owes
of
me
course
everything.
doing a great job at TBS. He'll be joining us. You text him for 9, hopefully 8:55, so that we have a little bit more time with Frenchie. And then Kevin Nagandi for his normal Thursday hit. He's just going to be joining us a little bit later because he got kicked to the side by Frenchie.
Frenchie,
I'm gonna have to tell Kevin that.
You tell Kevin that.
That's
going to be the case.
You kicked him to the curb.
Kevin's doing that. I don't know if Frenchie's got. I don't know if the kids are in school or what, but he's living the life of leisure, man.
Well, it must be.
He's got 4 kids though.
That's a lot.
So I mean, he's got lots of duty.
As a
going
father of one, that's a lot.
Got a ton.
Frenchie's going to be joining us coming up at 8:55. Kevin Nagandi will be joining us coming up at 9:25. So we still have some fun things in store. Got to give out our 3rd Wendy's gift card. What number, Johnny? You always go 7. So
okay, here's what I would do. I'm going to pander. 3.
All right. Well, I already did 3 this morning.
Well, then I'm going to pander to him again. 3.
All right, double 3 today. Call number 3, 610-632-0975 will win our 3rd of 4 $50 Wendy's gift cards. Wendy's breakfast 2 for $3 biggie bundles lets you choose your perfect duo from your fave 4, including a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee at participating U.S. Wendy's. So I read an article this morning. It was a opinionated piece from David Hellman, not the mayonnaise. David Hellman, who writes for Fox. And the article is, which quarterbacks have the most help? Ranking all 32 NFL supporting casts.
I think I know the answer to this one.
Who do you
or at
believe
least the beginning?
Is at number 1?
should be Jalen Hurts.
It is Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles.
And it shouldn't even be close. Number 2 should maybe be skipped.
I don't think the Vikings are that far off.
Okay, go on.
Well, you have the best wide receiver in the league.
What about offensive line?
Okay, well, it's a fair point.
Well, offensive line is your supporting cast.
That's part of it.
Their offensive line is not ours.
The Lions are third, and the Lions have a great supporting.
They're great.
Amon-Ra, first off, their offensive line
is very good.
It rivals the Eagles.
Certainly does.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta. Obviously, we know Jahmyr Gibbs is a freak in the backfield for them. So the Lions coming at 3, Vikings at 2. The Eagles are at number 1. Here's what David Hellman wrote. The top spot might be the easiest to figure out in this entire exercise. The Eagles returned 10 of 11 starters from that unit that cruised to a Super Bowl title, and they even did a nice job creating competition for Mekhi Becton's vacant guard spot by trading for Kenyon Green. I don't think anybody's pointing that out. They have the best running back in football, an elite receiver duo, quality tight end, and the top offensive line in the game. Maybe there's some small cause for concern with the loss of play caller Kellen Moore to the Saints with first-time play caller Kevin Patulo, but there's too much talent here to lose sleep over it. Now, the reason why I bring this up is there is somebody that's going to use this article for their agenda. This is why Jalen can't be considered a top 5 quarterback.
Okay.
Look at what he has around him. I hate that argument.
Really?
So anyone could play in that system.
Okay, so of the years that, let's just say if we're going to go Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is supporting cast. Top 5. Has fallen into the top 5 almost every single year.
Tyreek Hill was one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, and Travis Kelce's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
So
and they
he's fallen into the top 5. They've fallen into the top 5, so you can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't use that right.
But there are people that use that argument. Remember,
I'm going to say Josh Allen until last year.
Yeah, until last year.
Last year, I was like, what are you doing? Like, what happened there?
But he had at one point Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, James Cook in the backfield.
Last year was the most unlikely year, and they almost made it to.
Yeah, it was unbelievable what he was able to accomplish with that wide receiving crew. But I don't understand that argument. And Shady, we mentioned LaShawn McCoy earlier today because he exposed A.J. Brown. Shady did the whole after the Packers playoff game. Tanner McKee would have played better than Jalen because look at what's around him, and he could have been better. I hate that argument. People try to take away from a quarterback because of the talent around him, when if you look at any top quarterback in the history of the league, they had very good players around them.
I'm going to tell you, they're trying so hard on those Fox shows. They're trying so hard to create, what can we do to get traction like First Take? What can we do to get that ESPN traction? So let's say the most outrageous things that we can do. Come on, say it.
Yeah.
What can we do? That's what they're trying to do.
And
whether it's Jack Sparrow in the afternoons trying to come up with it, and then he tries to justify going, what? What? Right. He goes on a podcast and goes, what? Why are people taking issue? What? I can't believe people are having an issue with me. Like I'm trying to make this stuff up. What? It's unbelievable.
Now, you know that Chase Daniel will use this article literally to back his point. This is why I don't have Jalen as a top 5.
That's if somebody reads it for Chase Daniel and explains it to him. Because he ain't doing show prep, dude. There's no show prep being done for a Chase Daniel show.
All right, what do we got on the text line, Gunner? You can text the show at 610-632-0975. Don't forget, Jeff Francoeur joins us in the next segment.
He does, by the way. He is awake and
8:55, ready to go?
He's ready to go.
Love that. Can't wait to talk to Frenchie about the best team in baseball. What do we got on the text line?
215 Scotty checking in saying Maxie is from Texas. He gets to be a Cowboys fan because we respect the authenticity. Bryce had to let it go because we'll see right through it. He's from Vegas. You can't be a team. You can't be a fan of a team where you're not from.
He didn't have a team, though. Bryce did not have a team growing up. So in Vegas, you get to pick a team.
Where's Devontae Smith born?
Devontae Smith
somewhere down south.
Down south.
Yeah,
Louisiana, right outside New Orleans.
That's
Louisiana.
Right,
should
right
be a
next,
Saints fan.
Right next to Boston, right?
There should be a Saints fan.
Right next to the Celtics.
No, it should be a Pelicans fan.
But that's the point I'm trying to make.
If he's an OG.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But, that's the thing. The whole, Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper, he gets to pick.
Yeah.
He is a Vegas kid. They had nothing. So he gets to pick.
So why does he not get to pick now?
What do you mean get to pick now?
Why doesn't he get to pick when he moved to his hometown?
This is his
hometown. He told you from the press conference.
Cowboys fan is who he is. He's a Cowboys fan. By the way, Phillies representative texted me. He's a Cowboys fan.
Nobody's denying
There's no
it.
question. Yeah, but no, it is. When you go on NBC and act like you're torn, he is a Cowboys fan, and everybody knows he's a Cowboys fan.
He's torn,
and he's very proud of it.
He's torn because he didn't want to piss off the city of
No,
Philadelphia.
you know what he's torn
That's
of?
what he was torn
Here's
by.
all you got to do is go, NBC, hello? Oh, you want me to do what? No, I'm not doing that. Thanks, bye.
But we loved it. You didn't love it. The city loved it as a whole for the most part.
Yeah, the city did love it.
Because you pander.
Because he.
Exactly.
And that goes back
So
to
it's
our,
all right.
our
But he
texter that-
understands the
guess
city.
what?
He knew what they were going to love.
It's okay to love it. If you're okay, if you just say, if you know that you're going, it's like Haley when she tells me about her wrestler stuff. And she's like, I can't believe that somebody broke up with somebody. I said, you realize that's a script. As long as you realize it's just like General Hospital. It's a script. It's what's written for them. As long as you realize it's not real, that's cool. As long as you realize that script that Bryce read, that you don't that it's just fake, that's fine. You can like it. That's cool. But just realize it's a script. He doesn't mean it. He's not rooting for the Eagles. He doesn't care about the Eagles. He's not rooting for their success.
You're going to piss off the wrestling fans, man.
Oh, my gosh. I used to love, hey, when my office was room 10, on the Saturday nights when the Flyers would be on the road and I'd have to be working, the wrestlers would all be in there and they'd be behind a black curtain and they'd be eating, doing their pregame. They'd be eating their meals. And they'd be sitting there reading their scripts.
Yeah, man.
And they'd be talking to each other going, okay, when you do this, I do this. And this was in the days when
It's like
these guys.
It's like our rundown sheet.
Exactly.
You know? This show's scripted. We don't do it.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
Little Johnny on his way to school right now with his mom. Don't listen to John over there. Wrestling
Yes.
is real.
Oh, yeah, it's real.
Yeah. All right, coming up next, Jeff Francoeur from TBS joins us to talk about the Phillies and, of course, the doubleheader today against the Braves. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
The new OC speaks. I'm Brendan Gunn with your Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Wendy's. With Wendy's 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you choose the pair you want at participating U.S. Wendy's. The Eagles are full steam ahead towards the 2025 season as we're now just 98 days away from Week 1. OTAs opened up this week, and yesterday we heard from many members of the organization, like Dallas Goedert, Quinyon Mitchell, and new offensive coordinator Kevin Patulo, who spoke about his new outlook for his new title.
This is what I do. This is what I wanted to do. I've been wanting to do it, and I have an opportunity to do it. And like I said, I've got a great staff around me, great players, great organization, everything, so it'll be fun.
The Phillies got rained out yesterday, which means we got a doubleheader today. The first game gets underway this afternoon at 1:05. Christopher Sanchez is on the mound for that one. The second game will follow tonight at 6:45, where Zach Wheeler is going to take his spot where he was supposed to pitch last night, going tonight instead. The Phils will need just to win one of these next two games today in order to win their fourth consecutive series. Around the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder advanced to the NBA Finals last night by defeating the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tonight, the Indiana Pacers look to meet them there as they look to close out the New York Knicks in 5. You can hear Game 5 of that series right here on the Fanatic tonight. This update was also brought to you by Bet365. With Bet365, nothing's ordinary at Bet365. Download the app today. I'm Brendan Gunn on the home of the NBA playoffs, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Bill Colarulo.
They're good enough that we should be talking about Red October. This team is good enough that they should make the postseason. But then the issue becomes, is that bullpen good enough to get over the hump and win a World Series?
Talking Phillies baseball.
They're not right now. I just don't know how much they got to do. Like I keep saying Dombrowski's going to make a move. If they can.
Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free.
Here on Tunis 97.5, The Fanatic on this Thursday morning, the day of a doubleheader for the Phillies and Braves after yesterday's game got rained out. So the Phillies play 2 today against the Atlanta Braves and look to continue to #bury the Braves.
It'll be all dry. Today is the day you could. You're 9.5 up. They could get on that bus leaving Citizens Bank Park tonight, 11.5 out.
I would love that. That would be very nice.
That would be amazing.
All right, join us now on the Comcast Business Hotline. Every day in business, big day. Let Comcast Business help you move forward with what's next. One of our favorite baseball analysts and a guy who owes his entire career to you, Johnny.
That's the story as I tell it. Jeff Francoeur.
Our man Jeff Francoeur joins us. Jeff, what's going on, man? Good morning.
Well, I think y'all sent the rain down here, guys, because I am sitting on my back porch in Atlanta, and it's supposed to rain all day.
So you won't be getting out today?
No, there's no golf today.
No golf at all. He's got a nice track.
No golf.
Oh, that's
kills me.
That's got to be devastating.
I guess I'll have to watch a little doubleheader today.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch a little doubleheader. Tell me something. When you watched the Braves and the Phillies the other night, and as you've observed both teams this year when you've gotten a chance to see them, what do you see, and what do you see that's different from last year with both clubs?
You know, with the Phillies, I don't know that they're so much different than last year. I will say I think guys are Schwarber dropping the strikeout rate. You know, Harper even 4 to 5%. I don't know. You're just putting more pressure on the other team to make plays. I don't think that's ever talked about enough. And, you know, and I will tell you this, Luzardo has been a massive add to that rotation. He is so good, man. And when you look at sliding him behind Wheeler, and look, I think Nola's going to figure it out. He's too good. He's done it too long. So I think with them having those pieces, it's actually given Nola a chance to kind of get a break and hit a reset button.
Jeff, we have 2 games today, as we know, and you have 2 pretty good pitchers. You mentioned Luzardo, but Christopher Sanchez from the left side has been good for the Phillies this season. And Zach Wheeler's just been great for a long time now. Did you ever see Zach Wheeler becoming one of the top pitchers in baseball maybe 5-6 years ago when he first joined the Phillies?
You know, I don't think so, and this is why. Because I think we all wondered, could he stay healthy, right? Could he could he keep throwing 30 starts every year? And I also think he had a good fastball. And since he's been in Philly, it's become elite. It's got so much ride to it. You know, his extension point, we've done it in the playoffs a couple times now, where his extension point on that fastball is so good. So, you know, man, it was, I still think that sign is one of the greatest signs ever, especially in the last 20 years when you talk about what they paid him and what he gave him. What was it, 5 years, 110, wasn't it? I mean...
And then the extension he just signed is a value, too.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. And what, you know, I think, John, I think I've told you this on and off the record. I think he's the best pitcher in baseball. If there's one game, I want him on the mound. Anybody else in baseball. And I know there's a lot of great pitchers, but I want Zach Wheeler on the mound.
It's amazing to watch what you had just, when I met you in the elevator the other day, you had just left Rob Thompson's office having a chance to chat with Rob. Tell America and tell us what we don't know about Rob Thompson, because he does seem a little sleepy at times. He seems a little low-key at times. But you see a different thing when you get to talk strategy with him and get to understand a little bit what the guy's about.
You know what I see? I see a guy that has a great baseball team and is not trying to screw it up. Not trying to overthink things. Not trying to overmanage and say, we need to move this guy here. We need to do this. You know, it's when you have those great players, you simplify. You get, you know, as they say, you get the hell out of the way, right? And let these players go play. And I think, you know, you do a few things here and there. I think moving Schwarber behind Harper was a brilliant move because Harper was lacking protection. And I think that was a great move. But, you know, people I read stuff. People love to get on them, too, sometimes about bullpen stuff. And I'm like, that's not fair to me, because it's like, who you throwing out there? And we talked about this the other day on air. I mean, if there's one area where I believe Dave Dombrowski will load up or at least go make some big moves at the deadline, it's going to be the bullpen. You can't have that rotation, that offense, and just go in with what you got in the bullpen. I don't think they will. I don't think it's fair to the rest of the team. So I always look at it, too. I'm like, you know, people, why did they bring him in? Well, I'm like, well, who else do you want to bring in? And you can't bring in the same guy every single night, or you're going to blow him out. And so, you know, and I don't think you need a whole lot, one or two guys, because of the length of, you know, what you get from the Phillies. You get 6 2/3 every start from your starting pitcher. So I think one or two piece. But, look, I think Rob Thompson's a good baseball man. People might say, well, he doesn't do this enough or doesn't do that. But, again, what I like is just get out of the way. And I think he does a better job with that than most people would.
Jeff Francoeur joins us on the Comcast Business Hotline. You were here for Game 1 of this series, and so you saw the scary moment in the second inning when Bryce Harper gets hit right near the surgically repaired elbow. He has to exit the game. And the big talking point the next day was about the lack of retaliation from the Phillies staff. So I'm curious, Frenchie, your thoughts on retaliation baseball. You played in the league for a long time, so you know how the players police the game themselves. And are you expecting something by the end of today as a sort of response from the Phillies?
Nobody does it anymore, right? Like, that's the deal. I saw some stuff where Ruben said on the post game, like, he's not wrong. Like, you hit one of ours, even if it's not on purpose, we hit one of yours. But nobody does it anymore. So it's like, it's kind of a moot point. And I'm not trying to say it's better, worse, or whatever, but guys just don't do it. Look, I think we can all agree Spencer Strider was not trying to hit Bryce Harper on purpose.
He was trying to pitch him. He was trying to pitch him aggressively inside, though, right?
You have to. And I'll just say this: everybody wants to make such a big deal about it, and whether you want to or not. How many times did Chase Utley get hit every week?
Yeah,
game after game after game. he's up on the dish. I got hit 60. They looked at it. I got hit 60 times. I was way up on the dish. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but, you are going to get hit. I mean, it's like a late hit in football sometimes on a QB. Like, you are going to get hit sometimes. I'm super glad that it wasn't anything worse, and I was hoping it was just a dead-arm contusion. Because, and actually, if you saw, Spencer Strider said that. The last thing I want is him not in the game. I mean, he's great for the game. He's fun for the rivalry. But, you can look at it a couple different ways, right? You ask me what's wrong with this Braves team. I don't see a spark. I don't see the fire. And y'all know as well as I do. Sometimes it's like, do you want to wake a sleeping dog? And I'm not saying it would. It might not mean anything. But if you go out there and you hit Acuna in the ribs at 98, you never know. I mean, the Braves have the talent. We sit there and see it. They got the lineup. They got the talent. So, I don't know. I have no issue either way. I used to tell people that all the time. You remember when I was in Philly at Double Herrera, right? And and the Double would flip his bat all the time. And I just used to be telling, be prepared, you're going to get hit in the ribs. If you don't care, that's okay. And, and to Duble's defense, he never really cared. He'd get hit and he'd just run to first and still do it. But, like I said, and who is it? Who are you trying to hit? What point of the game? You do it early. Those are all things that actually used to be in consideration. I don't think players think about that anymore.
If I was to tell you it's Labor Day, do you think it's a 3-team race in the National League East from what you see today?
Man, I don't. No, I don't. I think it's going to be between us. I think it's going to be more of. I think Philly's going to win the division, and I think Atlanta and the Mets. I think the Mets will stay in it for a while. I really do. I think the Mets and Braves are going to be chasing the wild card if they get in. I really do. Again, the starting pitching is so strong for the Phillies. It really is. You're never going to have prolonged losing streaks because you're sending a great pitcher out there every day. And that offense is going to score you 4 or 5 runs sometimes. And then when they don't, like the other night, look, whether you won 2-0, right? Your offense wasn't, you faced Strider, who even though he was wild, was pretty good, and the other guys in the bullpen did a good job, but you won 2-0. So I actually think it's going to come down late in the season to the 1, 2, 3 seeds. The Cubs' offense is really, really good. And, the Dodgers are playing in a tough division, man. They're going to have some tough games. So it's going to be fun. The NL is going to be, it's going to be some juggernaut teams in the playoffs this year. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad I get to do it. And you know me, John. I got cricket club lined up already October.
It must be nice.
I do hope that you enjoyed seeing my Eagles win another Super Bowl, because I know how much you enjoyed seeing. I know how much you enjoyed seeing them win the first one. So I hope you enjoyed seeing them win a second one.
I don't mind. I don't mind them winning at all. I want the Falcons to become relevant again. That's all I want. Just be relevant.
Yeah,
knock on the door.
Good luck with that.
We're going to let you have that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks.
Real quick, Jeff, I'm curious. You mentioned the Mets because obviously we were talking about the NL East there. What do you make of Juan Soto and his struggles, let's say, because we know how talented of a baseball player he is, in year one of the massive contract with the Mets?
Go back to 2019. Remember Bryce Harper in Philly? Struggled mightily. Remember Francisco Lindor, first year in New York? Struggled mightily. Living up to the contract is to me, a lot tougher than going for the contract. And when Juan Soto was in New York with the Yankees, let's be honest, Aaron Judge was Batman and he was Robin, no matter what. And now he got there, and I think they're expecting him to be Batman, and I think he wants to be Robin. and unfortunately, you're making $765 million. You're going to be put on as a pedestal for Batman. So I know this. That's where you talk about players policing themselves. I've seen it lately. He's been running in the games. I think Lindor, I think some of those guys, hey, man, clean that up. Let's go. Run the bases hard. No matter what you hit, no matter what you do, run the bases hard. But I also think, look, this guy's going to hit. 2019, and he's been really good. So, and that's the other reason I think the Mets stay in this race is because you look at their record, what they've done, and they've really done it without Juan Soto being Juan Soto. So if he does get hot a little bit, which we think he will, he can get going. But it's a lot of expectations, man. We've never seen a player make that kind of money outside of Ohtani, and Ohtani's just a freak.
Check out
talent. I put him in his own category.
Check out the Pure Athlete podcast. Jeff does a great job with it. And for fathers like you, Andrew, who are approaching it, he will teach you how to not be that dad.
I promise I won't be.
So you will because Jeff, how many sports did you play in high school?
I played 3.
And how many sports did you have an opportunity to play in college if you had wanted to go to college?
2.
Yeah, exactly.
2.
So, kids, you don't have to specialize in everything when you're in 8th grade. You don't have to.
Nope.
There you go.
Nope. Enjoy it and have fun. Learn work ethic. Learn to be a great teammate, right?
Yep.
That's what we talk about all the time. That's one thing that you talk about Rob Thompson, you walk in that office, he says, I don't have to worry about these guys not being good teammates to each other. And there's a reason that the Phillies have the best record in baseball right now.
All right, tell your family I said hello. Thanks, Jeff.
I will, guys. Be well.
Take care,
There
buddy.
he is, Jeff Francoeur on the Comcast Business Hall. He's great.
He's a great
always
guy.
Always love having him on.
He used to listen on the way to batting practice when he was in high school.
Oh, that's
He used to listen to Buck and Kincade. Then he got drafted by the Braves.
That's awesome.
And then he played for the Braves. Then he's a hero now. Now he's making millions.
Yes. Big fan of the Phillies, by the way. Thinks very highly of this team.
He lives at a great golf course, too.
That sounds nice. All right, coming up next, speaking of the Phillies, we'll preview today's doubleheader between the Phillies and Braves. Do we see Bryce Harper today? We'll find that out later on. It is Kincade and Salciunas. Don't forget, Kevin Nagani joins us as well at 9:25 today here on 97.5 The Fanatic. We want to hear from you.
Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach.
He joins us coming up at 9:25. We still have one more $50 Wendy's gift card to give away at some point before we get out of here. Mike Missanelli Show with Bill and Ray comes your way at 10 o'clock. But we have a double header today, Johnny. 1:05 first pitch game one, and then 6:45 the slated time for game two. Great pitching matchups in both. Smith Shawver for the Braves goes in game one against Christopher Sanchez. And then it's Chris Sale versus Zach Wheeler. So
That's a great
1-2
matchup.
in the Cy Young voting from just this past season. This is it. Thursday. Tonight's game is a hunker down. Make sure you're done everything. Like the 1:05 game, a lot of people will be at work. 1 o'clock is usually when I'm doing stuff around the house before I pick up Coop, so the game will be on in the background. But that 6:45 start, Sale versus Wheeler, that's a make sure dinner's done, dishes are clean, put away, and you're sitting down on the couch watching it.
Do you put music on the golf course? You didn't. We didn't when we played a couple weeks ago. I do not.
I don't mind it. I don't do it.
You don't do it, but you
If
don't.
I'm playing
I don't
with,
mind it.
If
I
I'm
don't
playing
mind
with
it if
somebody
someone
that does it, go for it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. But is a Phillies game?
Oh, I think that would be awesome.
Is that okay?
I think that's great.
perfect.
Honestly,
that's awesome.
I think that's better than music.
Yeah, because that might be the play today. Because we'll be playing. I'm
That's
playing a
right.
little golf.
You
this
are
afternoon.
golfing during game one.
So I'd miss game one. So I don't know.
I think that would actually be beautiful. I love the Phillies game on the radio on the beach. Like that's
fun.
That's like I can just close my eyes and disappear, and just listen to Scott Fransky talk to me,
whisper in your ear.
Yeah, dude, it's the best.
Yeah,
Like,
but then L.A. Then he's whispering in your other ear.
hell yeah, man, that's fine too.
LA's working this series.
I still remember, man. I can close my eyes and see it. The Phillies Mets 11-10 win when they came back in 2007.
When you ran back to your house.
I ran back to the shore house we were renting. Like there were crowds of people because my dad had the radio, and so there were other people that had their setups.
Stand down and run around the radio, kids.
Crowding around, listening to the game, and I remember going, "Dad, please, can I have the key?" And I sprinted back. Chubby Chunas, you know.
Well, you didn't sprint.
No, I sprinted.
Sort
it
of
just like you
waddled
called
home. That
tsunami
in
07. Yeah, exactly.
Sort of waddled home.
I was sprinting home, flab all over the place,
sweating,
probably ice cream sweating out of me. I think that's when I started my athletic career.
That's what happened.
running home to watch the Phillies finish the comeback.
They said, "Look, the fat kid's running."
Chase Utley knocking in Tadahito Iguchi. I love that, man.
Chase
the
Utley.
Phillies game on the beach is a beautiful thing.
That is a
And
nice
John,
thing.
even if you don't listen to it today, and there's a no-hitter going on, at least you'll have notifications sent directly to your phone,
Well, you
right?
see, I'm not on my phone when I golf, though. I really don't do
So people had to be on their phone at a party watching the Stanley
right, exactly.
Cup.
Watching the Stanley Cup. You're upset that they didn't have notifications back in 2010.
They did, but they did though. But
They did, but I don't look at my phone when I golf. I don't look at my phone when I'm watching the Stanley Cup. How about that?
Please.
What do you mean, please?
You're so full of it. You guys do.
I'm talking about my parents and
your
all their
parents.
friends that were
And over at the
in their
in their
in their
Manilas.
50s, in their 50s at the time.
Had them cranking up on the wall.
50s?
They weren't in the 50s at the time.
Yeah, 15 years ago. My dad's. I'm not going to put it out
Not
there.
that old. Your dad looks like you.
My parents were in their 50s when we were in high school. Yeah,
and they couldn't. They didn't have. No, but you guys are looking at it from the prism of what
They
age
were
you
watching
were.
a Stanley Cup hockey game. They were watching the Flyers.
We already know that there were alerts on phones from.
That's not the point, though. Like
and there were computers in the early 90s. Not everybody had a damn computer. Not everybody had
You
notifications.
guys are showing your age, dudes. You're showing your age. Yes.
Or is my dad showing his age not using the alert
Your dad
system?
may not have used technology at the time.
Yeah,
you're showing your age because you're not remembering things
My brother
correctly.
still doesn't. My brother still doesn't.
Okay,
use
so there you
technology.
go. Maybe my dad's
Somebody
more
needs
like
to
your
walk
brother.
John to his car after
That
the
is,
show because
my
he's
gosh.
losing his mind.
Oh my gosh, it's like it's
he lost his mind a long time ago.
2008, 2009. You guys are going to telling me about it. When you were, what age were you at this time?
16.
Yeah, you were 16. You're going to tell me all about it. What you were doing.
2010.
My brain is fresh.
My gosh.
Yes.
There was a lot less things that were ingested into my body at that. I think I'm in a worse part of my life right now. My God, I didn't know what weed was back then. All right, coming up next, our man Kevin Nagandi will be joining us to talk about all
you
things
knew what it was
Philadelphia
at that
sports.
age. You knew what it was.
Can't confirm or deny. But all I know is you don't text that somebody's thrown a no-hitter or a perfect game.
Yeah, because it's a jinx.
It is Kincade Salciunas, Kevin Nagandi next year on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Kevin Patulo speaks. I'm Brendan Gunn with your Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Wendy's. With Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles, you choose the pair you want at participating U.S. Wendy's. The Eagles are now full steam ahead towards the 2025 season as they're 98 days away from Week 1. OTAs opened up this week, and yesterday we heard from many members of the organization, like Dallas Goedert, Quinyon Mitchell, and new offensive coordinator Kevin Patulo, who spoke about his outlook on his new job title.
This is what I do. This is what I wanted to do. I've been wanting to do it, and I have an opportunity to do it. And like I said, I've got a great staff around me, great players, great organization, everything. So it'll be fun.
The Phillies got rained out yesterday, which means a doubleheader of baseball today. The first game gets underway at 1:05 this afternoon. Christopher Sanchez is on the mound for that one. And the second game will follow tonight at 6:45, where Zach Wheeler is going to be on the mound. Phils need to win one of these games today in order to win their fourth consecutive series. Around the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder advanced to the NBA Finals last night by defeating the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tonight, the Indiana Pacers look to meet them there as they look to close out the New York Knicks in 5 games. You can hear Game 5 right here on The Fanatic tonight, starting at 7 o'clock. This update was also brought to you by ExpressPros.com. If you're ready for a new job, let Express Employment Professionals help you. Express is already hiring for summer jobs in a variety of industries. Visit ExpressPros.com now. I'm Brendan Gunn on the home of the NBA playoffs, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Ricky Batalico.
There's a schedule out there for everybody.
Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide.
24 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Don't forget, we still have one more $50 gift card to give away to Wendy's at some point before we get out of here, before we hand things off to the Mike Missanelli show at 10 o'clock. But joining us now, Johnny, on the Comcast Business Hotline, where every day in business is a big day. Let Comcast Business help you move forward with what's next. From ESPN, our man, Kevin Negandhi. Kevin, good morning. What's going on, man?
Good morning, fellas. How we doing?
We're doing great. Last segment, we were just sort of getting fired up for today's doubleheader for the Phillies, especially Game 2. Is Game 2, I know you got 6 o'clock Sports Center, so you got some things that you have to do. But is 6:45, if you were home, a make sure everything is done so you can just lock in game with Chris Sale and Zach Wheeler going toe-to-toe tonight?
Without question. Honestly, guys, like, it doesn't matter who Wheels is playing against. I'm watching them no matter what, especially when you have young kids. I got a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old boys who play baseball. Like, I think Chris Sale's had a phenomenal run turning around his career. But for me, when I watch Wheeler reminds me of Roy Halladay when it comes to demeanor and how he's just locked in and he's dependable. Like, that was that run that when we brought Roy, like, Cliff Lee was great. Like, he was a magician. When Roy was on the mound, he was methodical and he was a maniac. And I knew that if his best stuff is great, we're going to have a great day. If his best stuff isn't good, I'm still fighting with his best stuff no matter what. I feel that way, the same way with Wheeler. When Wheeler's on the mound, no matter what his stuff is like, we are going to still put up a fight because he's a grinder. I mean, look what he did in that Sacramento game. Like, the mound is basically a cement block. What do? You adjust, and you throw fastballs because you cannot get any type of hole there by the mound, and it drove him crazy. So he figured it out. He threw a whole bunch of fastballs. Not ideal, but that's what gamers do. That's the mentality that he has. I absolutely love in sports, and I'm just glad that he's a Philly.
Jeff Francoeur told us last segment when he joined us that if he had one game to win, he'd want Zach Wheeler on the mound. Of all the pitchers in baseball, and he's told me that before. That's the guy.
That's a high compliment. And that tells you what you need to know, right? Like, I think we all felt that way 15 years ago with Roy Halladay, right? Like,
sure.
If Roy's on the mound, all right, we've got our best guy no matter what. And he may not, again, I'll come back. He may not have his best stuff, but he's going to find a way to grind it out and make it hell for the hitters no matter what the situation is. And Wheels brings the same approach I just think we're really grateful to have him, especially at his peak. And there's no garbage around him. Like, there's no BS. Just go out there, do your job every fifth day, and make sure you bring it. And he does. And that's why I watch him, regardless of going up against Sale. Again, Sale's story is miraculous, and where he was a couple of years ago to what he did last year. Still ticked off that I felt like Wheeler deserved more Cy Young consideration. But, like, I think it's going to be a fantastic matchup, and I'll be definitely having it on in the studio while on the air till 7:30.
Kevin, one of our topics today that we've had listeners send in answers to is whether or not you can make it in the city of Philadelphia if you don't get the city of Philadelphia. And the reason why we're having this conversation, Bryce Huff not at OTAs yesterday. There's a report that it could be mutual. But again, if I'm Bryce Huff, after having a bad season, year one of a big contract, not dressing for the Super Bowl because of my poor play, I'm doing anything I can to get back to the playing days that I was able to have just 2 years ago. Can players who not get the city of Philadelphia make it in Philly?
That's a really good question. I would flip it around. Players who get the city of Philadelphia and that are decent players but not great players will always survive. That's kind of how I would answer that question. If you don't understand the city and you're decent, it could bury you, right? You don't understand what the city's about. You don't understand like how we are kind of wired, and you don't have to embrace and be a fan of it. It's just more of understanding it. You could be dismissed very quickly. We've seen talented guys that come into town, free agents, are like, whoa, I didn't know it was going to be like this. And then they say one or two things and, take umbrage with something, and then all of a sudden they fall apart. But I would always say this. Look at many of the players from the past that had issues with Philly, and then they come back, and then I look at it differently. I understand it differently. Even one of our biggest stars, Mike Schmidt, had a phenomenal career, the greatest third baseman of all time. Love him to death. He's fantastic in the booth. He had issues, and some people, there's a generation that can't even imagine that this guy went out on a wig, went out to play one inning with a wig on because he was getting booed. And he understands the relationship in the city. Like, an all-time great player, and then he got on the same page with the fans. Like, if you understand the fans, you have a head start in basically having a successful career, regardless of what you do on the field.
The Eagles start with their minicamp, and it was Bryce Huff doesn't show up yesterday, and there could be a thing where they've asked him to stay away, so we don't know. But the optics of a team, we talked about it this week, of the fan base learning to be top dog. Even Andrew's saying today he's a little upset with the ESPN computer now, which believes that the Eagles are the top dogs.
Yeah, Kevin, you know my war with the FPI over
He's
there.
He's a little upset.
They usually disrespect the Eagles. Now all of a sudden the Eagles win the Super Bowl and the computer changes its tune.
I'm saying, Kev, I really think there is a large segment of the population here that is having some problems getting used to the fact that we got to go into the season realizing we are top dogs, and you got to deal with it.
John and Andrew, they can't stand it. And it's great. Isn't it great to get underneath the skin of national audiences? They can't stand it. They can't. They don't like it. They go with the garbage BS narrative of Philadelphia fans. And listen, they just don't want to see us happy. They enjoy seeing us miserable. And you know what? The more we are where we're at with this football team and how we won that Super Bowl and how things are played out, let's just sit where we're at right now and enjoy it. We're never going to be able to convince the people on the outside, no matter what. It doesn't matter, though, because in the end, the facts are the facts. They're reigning Super Bowl champs, and they'll have to eventually get over it. Let me tell you, it drives so many people crazy, so many fan bases crazy about what the Eagles did and how they accomplished it and what they did in New Orleans. And it's so satisfying when that happens, right? Like, you get to a point when you're with a hater, and no one has haters if you're not doing something well, right? And that's what it is.
Gotta love it.
Great point. Now, Kevin, earlier today I told a story to John and Brendan Gunn, our producer, because today is the 15-year anniversary of Roy Halladay. You just talked about Roy Halladay and his perfect game. It was also game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals for the Flyers. So my dad and my mom were at one of our neighbors' houses for the Flyers, like a little playoff watch party, right? And I stayed home. And I had the opportunity to flip back and forth. And when I noticed what was happening, I was wondering if my dad was watching the game at the Chilla household. As soon as the final out happened, I texted my dad and I said, "Did you guys have the Phillies game on?" And his response was no. And my heart sunk. But as a baseball guy, my dad was not angry with me that I didn't text him. He understood. However, he was still disappointed. Would you have sent the text knowing about jinxes and with no hitters and perfect games?
I don't believe in jinxes, no hitters and perfect games. Now, mind you, I did the highlight on SportsCenter that night. I was in the newsroom while that was being played out, and our coordinating producer, Judd Birch, is a diehard Phillies fan, like he's a Rolodex and an encyclopedia all in once about any Philly game in any situation. So we were watching the game, and we knew what was going on. We didn't talk about it, but I didn't think that whether I brought it up or not would affect it. Now, I was also lucky enough to be in attendance with my brother with Doc's no-no in the playoff game against the Reds. We were there at the game, me and my brother. And in the 6th inning, I looked at him and I said, "You see the scoreboard?" And he's like, "Yup, I see it." I said, "All right, we've got something special tonight." And we knew we were watching Doc, phenomenal stuff, but we knew that we got up. I got invited to see my buddy Scotty Air, former Phillies pitcher, who was there actually. And he was like, hey, I'm sitting over here. Come visit us here. And we went over to see him, and we watched the final 2 innings with him and seeing it from his perspective. And he still did it. We didn't. Us moving around us, talking about us being fascinated didn't affect it. I would never, ever think that whatever I do affects it. Now, there was a time growing up, like when I watched the Eagles as a kid, and if they were winning, like I kicked family members out of the room the minute that they would walk in and something bad happened.
So you are a little superstitious.
No, he grew up. He became he became an adult.
Yeah.
And he figured out that none of that stuff exists.
I was a kid. I was 16 at the time.
See? So you're it's relatable to what you were at the time.
Right.
But now you don't
No. They do.
I still wouldn't text it, Kevin. I still wouldn't text it.
And Haley and Brendan, who work on the show too, they're the same way today. These are adults. These are adults that believe in jinxes.
I'm only an adult by age, John.
They believe
not
in
by
jinxes.
not by heart.
Kevin, I'm telling you.
Andrew, if you had that power and all the other guys that are in the booth, if you guys had that power, wouldn't you be putting it to better use?
Seriously.
How do you think the Eagles won the Super Bowl last year, Kevin?
Yeah,
Come on, man. I got to keep that stuff to myself, though.
Good job, Kev.
Kevin, we appreciate
Thank
the time
you,
as always, brother. Keep up the great work on SportsCenter. We'll be talking again next week.
Fellas, be good. Go Phils.
Go Phils. There he is, Kevin the God. You see, as a kid, he was the same way.
No, what? Children have children things, and then you grow up. And you realize
to me
and
why
you
the
realize
Eagles
that
won the
sitting in
Super
a certain
Bowl
chair
after
doesn't
I
mean.
switched my jersey on.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua caught that pass on the sideline. I switched jerseys.
Haley, the Jordan Davis jersey, undefeated.
Yeah, that's what did it.
We're just saying.
That's what does it.
Christy washes my sweatshirt. Carson Wentz's leg blows up. You know, and then I got it dirty on
And then
purpose.
they won a
Come to
Super
think
Bowl.
of it, Mr. Laurie, we deserve some rings.
Yeah.
Send them over.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. We do deserve some rings. We played a part.
You guys nose rings. There you go.
Coming up next, we'll get some text messages and, of course, the key three. It is Kincade Salciunas on this Thursday morning, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Eagles' new offensive coordinator, Kevin Patulo.
This is what I do.
Sunny days and ocean blue, waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach, oh yeah, oh yeah. Walking on the sand, no care. Surfing in the sun, so free. Just the beach, the waves and me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sunny days and ocean blue. Waves are calling me and you. Surfboard ready, time to ride. Feel the freedom, feel the tide. Summer on the beach.
On here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Let's go with the first caller at 610-632-0975 to call in. We'll get the final $50 Wendy's gift card. Wendy's breakfast 2 for $3 biggie bundles lets you choose your perfect duo from your fave 4, including a sausage or egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, or medium hot coffee at participating U.S. Wendy's. First caller, 610-632-0975. Got our key 3 coming up in a little bit. Now, the D train, Dylan McKinnon, is going on a little bit of a vacay next week.
He's going to love it.
Heading out west. So he's going to a Dodgers game, which I love. I love when you go to a different city and you go to a sporting event, no matter what time of the year, NHL, NBA,
It's
NFL.
fantastic. You don't have to have a rooting interest. Just go.
And I told you I did that with Wrigley, where it wasn't, we didn't go to Chicago for a Wrigley game. We went to Chicago for a Lithuanian thing, and the Cubs happened to be in town. Dylan's going to, California, and the Dodgers happen to be in town, so he's going to go to a Dodgers
awesome.
game. So I said to him, dude, you got to get a Dodger dog because I hear about how good they are. I have never had one.
Dodger
You said
dogs
they're
are
good.
excellent.
What's
They're-
on it?
Well, it depends. You can do whatever you want. I have Dodger dog plain and then put mustard on it.
Okay.
So, because I don't put ketchup on hot dogs.
Are there any other foods like synonymous
Like a
to
Dodger
a team?
dog.
Like Dodger
is,
dog.
Dodger dog is different than having a hot dog at, and I love Citizens Bank Park.
Mm-hmm.
Dodger dog is not the same experience.
Like I had a Fenway Frank. It was on white.
I didn't even
it was
know
on
it was a
white
thing.
white bread. Like they give you like a piece of white
piece of
bread.
Well, they do the lobster roll on those too.
Right.
Sometimes.
It was like a Stroman's
That's
white
not
bread.
good. Yeah, it's not.
And it was okay. It was a hot dog. But like when my mom, God bless my father, the very few times my mom was ever away when I was growing up, it was like, all right, hot dogs for dinner, right? Like that was.
And what would your dad put as
white
a roll?
bread?
White bread roll?
White bread. So, like, when I had the Fenway Frank, and it was funny. It's like, it was ironic because I took my dad for Father's Day. Like, we drove, and sure enough, I get a damn white bread hot dog.
Yeah, I've had a white bread hot dog, but, like, at Fenway, I'd be
it's part of it.
Yeah, but, like, that doesn't scream like, oh, I need that.
It's not part of it to me. That's selling you a
Betty
dream.
used to do the hot dogs in the crescent rolls.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And then bake them in the
great
oven.
item. Yeah, great.
She'd make those, but sometimes even put a piece of cheese in
Hell
them.
yeah, man.
But they're good. I'm trying to think of other items that you can have like that are synonymous
Like,
with
we don't really
ballpark.
have any of it here.
No, we don't.
Like, the Phillies do a great job with, like, the flashy, like, trying to do different things. But, like,
that's synonymous. Well,
like,
get,
obviously,
like, Chickies and Pete's,
Like,
but,
cheese,
like-
obviously,
Yeah, it's
cheesesteaks in Philadelphia. But, like, respectfully, like, I'm going to the
You're not
Phillies
going to the
game
ballpark to have
to
a
get
cheesesteak.
right. Like, Dodger dog, like, you're going to Dodger Stadium, you have to get a hot dog because you're there.
See, I wonder if we're just too close to it. Like, do people from other cities, they get cheesesteaks at Phillies games? Like, I've been there with, like, New York fans,
you're
stuff like
right.
that.
I know this. The thing that I would say that most people do, if they come from out of town, and hearing people come, is that you got to get the curly fries. You got to get the Chickies and Pete's fries.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that makes sense for people.
Or the PJ's fries, which I
love the
they do
PJ's
this.
fries.
Get the cheese, which is
Well, I'm trying,
great.
like I'm sure the Packers probably have some, like, brat.
I'm sure they
like,
have something.
but, like, I don't.
Because those you've seen the size of the crowd.
But you don't.
They're feeding them.
You don't hear anything about it.
No, I'm
like,
trying to
Dodger
think
dog is like the number one, I think, right?
They had the crab cake down at the Orioles last year. I saw people eating the crab cake sandwich, but I didn't. But it's not like.
But that's synonymous with Baltimore, not necessarily the ballpark.
Right.
Like, it's kind of like the cheesesteak
That
here.
is interesting. 'Cause
Like,
I
I'm trying
can't
to think.
of
I
any.
think that's the only one.
I can't think of
Is
any.
the
that's
Dodger
that.
dog?
I don't go to eat. I don't
Yeah, I
go to
got you.
games to eat, so I don't because we didn't. And it's funny. It goes
I
back
do
to
love
your
a
child.
hot dog at the game.
We did not go. We did not go to eat to games. So when we were kids,
You ate before,
We
yeah.
would stop. No, we'd stop at Joe's.
Okay, yeah.
In Broomall, shout out to Joe's, and we'd get a hoagie at Joe's.
Bring it in.
Yeah,
A hoagie,
CBP's
as
awesome
you would say.
now. The
and we'd
hoagie.
bring in
The
the
hoagie.
food, and we'd bring in the food with us, right like that.
Nobody says
carry it
food.
in.
Nobody says food.
I'm trying to do
I'm
any
not
kind
even
of
from Delco.
Like,
doing
gee,
that.
no,
You can have that.
the food.
So you bring it on in with you, and you could bring in anything to the vet. To the vet, you could pretty much bring in a
People
sawed
bringing in kegs.
a sawed-off shotgun.
Yeah.
You could bring it in.
Brought in whatever the hell they wanted.
A lot of fun.
All right. What do we got on the text line before we get to the key three here?
All right, we got, let's see, El Skeezy and Wally World checking
What
in.
up,
love El Skeezy.
In Wally World.
In
I mean,
Wally
my
World,
man's
yeah.
all over the place.
I don't think you necessarily have to understand it. We're actually a confusing city when you really think about it. At our core, we just want effort and great play, but there are some nuances there as well. So you don't necessarily have to understand it, but you can't act like you're above it. Like a Carson Wentz talking about my type of people out west, Midwest.
Yeah, and,
Okay,
and
that was like that's Nick Sirianni texting it, because that thing went in like 5
Wally
directions.
World, man.
That
But-
took a two.
No, but I
that took two
understood.
Jersey
I
roundabouts.
understood his directions. It's mainly show that you care, show effort, but then don't like say something where you're above Philly. Like Ben Simmons was like that. Like Ben Simmons, like Philly was beneath him.
Oh no, it was. When you walk around the mall with like sort of your security guards, you're not Philly.
Yeah.
When Jason Kelsey can walk around the mall,
Walks around Margate like no problem with his
Right.
ice cream
Exactly.
cone. Like
Exactly.
It's actually it's endearing.
when you can be who you are. The Harpers do this.
Yeah.
The Harpers are very out and about.
Look, I know Embiid's not in our good graces. Embiid does it.
Yes, I mean you can.
Remember, he used to play basketball with people.
You should not need.
He played more basketball in South Philly than he did.
You don't need
Probably
security.
messed his knees up playing on the blacktop.
You don't need security to walk around the mall.
Right.
Or to walk around Margate.
Yeah,
Or to walk around
exactly.
Ocean City.
And by the way, if you're Joel Embiid, you're 7'2". Like everyone knows it's you.
Right.
Like kind of hard to miss.
And most people are cool.
Yes.
Most people.
Yeah, and then you have the woman that yells at Jason Kelsey and his
Kylie.
wife and Kylie Kelsey. That was
she
a
was
wild moment last year.
She was awful.
That was crazy. All right, time now for the Kincade Salciunas Key 3. 3 best minutes from today's show.
Now, the Kincade Salciunas Key 3. Today's best.
First and foremost, let's just get the supremely positive out of the way. Seeing 2 Lombardi trophies on a banner is a beautiful sight to see.
Yeah, how's that feel?
That was one of the greatest
cool?
pictures that I saw. Kudos to the Eagles, whoever they paid to put it together. It was 2 Lombardi trophies in the middle. On the left side was some of the key moments against the Patriots in Super Bowl 52, like Brandon Graham on Brady, Alshon Jeffrey's ridiculous catch. And then on the right side was the victory just a couple months ago against the Chiefs. Jalen dropping back to pass. There's the Jalen Carter hands in the face of Patrick Mahomes. I love that they're highlighting that, by the way. It shows the physicality of this football team. So that was a nice sight to see on day one of public OTA.
We're going to live in pixie dust land and be like, yeah, Bryce Huff, 12 sacks. Yeah, that's great. How you getting there?
He couldn't be on the field last year.
You weren't good enough to even sniff being in uniform. So how you get there? You get there by working your ass off. You get there by showing Vic Fangio, I'm going to do everything I can to be the best player that I can. Oh, and by the way, maybe it's good to show the young guys that are there that I'm a veteran who is here to keep my job.
I know, by the way, you mentioned Vic Fangio. You think Vic loves not seeing him show up?
Yeah, I don't think he does.
All I'm reacting to is what I heard in that 7 to 8 minute press conference that we played, and it was basically a whole lot of nothing.
Again, it would take Kevin Patulo 100 words to tell the secretary happy birthday.
Right. He's just like
that's
Vic.
what I heard.
That's why he's a clone.
He gets answered like, "What's your philosophy as a play caller?" My philosophy is to put the players in the best position to succeed.
Yeah, well, that's what Nick would say.
That's a stupid answer.
Dude, it's funny because we got 3 text messages all saying, "Did I just listen to Nick Sirianni or Kevin Patulo?"
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, so other people caught that.
Yeah.
They sound alike. They talk alike.
Which, by the way, that scares me. And that scares me.
And I wrote that down. So one of the questions was, how are you different from Nick Sirianni? And he straight up said, well, our philosophies are a lot alike, but our brains are different. All right, join us now on the Comcast Business Hotline. Every day in business, big day. Let Comcast Business help you move forward with what's next. One of our favorite baseball analysts, and a guy who owes his entire career to you, Johnny.
That's the story as I tell it. Jeff Francoeur.
Our man Jeff Francoeur joins us. Jeff, what's going on, man? Good morning.
Well, I think y'all sent the rain down here, guys, because I am sitting on my back porch in Atlanta, and it's supposed to rain all day. Luzardo has been a massive add to that rotation. He is so good, man. And when you look at sliding him behind Wheeler, and look, I think Nola's going to figure it out. He's too good. He's done it too long. So I think with them having those pieces, it's actually giving Nola a chance to kind of get a break and hit a reset button.
There was a lot of premature ejaculation yesterday by people on their tweeting yesterday.
5 minutes into the show.
There was a lot of people assuming by the first formations of the day.
You ripped Jeffrey Lurie just last week talking about wet dreams.
No, what happened?
At 6:05, I'm getting pre-ejaculation.
No, I didn't say that. I said ejaculation. It's premature ejaculation. There was a lot of that yesterday.
Ejaculation. Today's word.
Premature. There it is. It works.
That was a great start to the show today.
It happened.
That was 3 hours.
We had a fun run today, but you never know where you're going today.
Yeah,
it's you know what's weird is that it's
you never know when it's coming.
A buddy of mine says, he goes, wow, he goes, you and Nagandi is how similar your takes are. He goes, do you ever think? He goes, you and Kevin think a lot alike.
You guys are like probably knew each other,
but we didn't though. I'm 8 years ahead of him, like at Temple.
You're that old?
I mean, seriously, I'm 8 years ahead of Kev.
God.
I mean, seriously.
Do we need to walk you to your car, Grandpa?
My gosh. But I mean, like but we have a lot of similar, like I just, the whole Jinx thing, I do find it very charming that you all are like you actually believe that stuff.
Yeah, man. We're a big part of the team.
When kids are into it, now my wife, the Jamaicans, they believe it totally.
See?
She absolutely goes.
They know
the
that
other
they're
day,
spiritually
the other
connected.
day,
You're going to disrespect an entire culture?
I texted her.
Your wife?
I texted her when the Phillies were up 4-3 on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Because I was watching down in the Kincade, and she was doing something else. And I said, Phillies are winning 4-3. And she says, look, you put your goat mouth on it.
Yeah.
You had to go text me the score.
Had to go goat mouth.
That's the Jamaican thing. You should put your goat mouth on it. You put your goat mouth on it.
You know who doesn't have a goat mouth? Me. Gunner, do you have a goat mouth?
I do not.
Exactly.
I keep my lips tight.
Hey, FT Young Heating and Air Conditioning, they don't have a goat mouth. They have a great company, though. And they made a donation in the American Association for Cancer Research. You can, too. Go to 975thefanatic.com/AACR because cancer research, saves lives, and we greatly appreciate you making contributions to that and help save someone else's.
You know, I love the Jamaican culture. He taught me fart is lâché.
Lâché.
Lachey.
Like Nick Lachey. And I told Nick Lachey after the Giants Super Bowl when they won their second Super Bowl, I flew from Phoenix to Cincinnati.
Okay.
Or it was Indy to Cincinnati. I can't remember which one it was. And I flew with him on a flight. And I said, by the way, that's the Jamaican word for fart.
Lâché.
And so he now knew.
It sounds nice.
Lâché. That's because they don't like. And they call. By the way, they call it the F word.
Oh, really?
Yes, they call that the F word.
Fart.
Yes.
Man.
And also too, they hate lizards, and they live among lizards.
Oh, hell yeah, they do.
Jamaicans hate lizards.
I like a lizard.
Like lizards.
Do they think it's like a demon?
They freak them out. They're bad. They're bad juju.
I'm cool with the lizard.
They don't like. I love lizards.
Yeah, they're
Like,
nice.
I could the lizards like in Jamaica in March.
Mike looks like a guy who likes lizards.
I'm going. Here's the tail. Get the tail. Get rid of the lizards. I'm the hero in Jamaica.
Well, Mike Missanelli's show comes your way next.
He's
St.
not a
Patrick of
lizard.
Jamaica over here.
Yeah,
He's not a
exactly.
lizard. Mike likes good golf, fine wine,
That sounds nice.
and I'll leave anything else that he likes.
Everybody have a great rest of your day. We'll be back at it tomorrow here on 97.5 The Fanatic.